There we go. Hello. There we go. Hello. Okay, question is, can you hear me loud enough? Am I mixed well with the game? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream once more. I've had a little bit of a play around with a couple of things, so hopefully that'll be fine. It's a little bit loud in my ear. Hang on, turn that down a bit. Game is a bit quiet. I guess we'll see how it goes as we go along. I can adjust things as we come. The important thing is you can hear me and not Crofty. Are we ready to do some top-notch strategizing in Canada and Silverstone? Two very, very different tracks after having a ball on a couple of street tracks. If you were here last stream, you'll know that it was a mixed bag, I would say. Drama till the end. We've had a couple of dramatic streams, actually, with some good news, some bad news, some good strategizing, some misclicked buttons. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Let's warm up with a little getting to know you poll. Let's see what I can fit into 4. Options here as you introduce yourselves. Hello. I'm trying this thing with the chat on the screen because I'm just thinking about what I do if I ever want to move these videos across to a separate channel at some point. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hedging my options a little bit here. Let's see. I'm just typing a little poll means nothing. We're not. Those are the 4 places, right? Yeah, so I've placed the chat on screen in a place that's sort of just to the right of the timing column, which will be, I don't know, here, once we're actually in the game. So hopefully it's in a nice empty space, but we can have a play with it at some point. If you're from the South Pole, I'm very sorry I didn't include you. Okay, now I'm going to hop into the game. We could do some of the between race admin stuff while people are coming to join. I mean, you're still part of Europe, the continent, even if you're not part of the European Union. Otherwise, a lot of countries would have no place to go. Now, where were we? The problem I've got as your host of this particular game, especially a strategy game, is I have a memory of a sieve, which is why you guys are here to shout at me and make sure I'm pressing the right things. So you're going to need to keep reminding me what the hell we're doing, which parts we haven't fitted to the car, what we were busy investing in. And that's even before we get to the race. And you have to remind me which driver we need to pit. If you haven't caught up with last week's, whatever the last stream was, whenever that was, Saturday, I want to say. And you don't want to be spoiled. Let me just say there were some errors made along the way. Press continue. Brilliant. I'm going to go to the inbox first. Just clean out some of the old dross. I wish it would start from the earliest unread. But that's just how I like my emails. Blah, blah, blah. We don't need to cover that. Congratulations. Yeah. We did incredibly well at Baku. God, was it Baku? And if we look at his contract, he's still, Bottas's morale still just okay, considering he's had 2 race victories, 3 podiums, and he left Mercedes to go Alfa Romeo. If I were Bottas right now, my morale would be through the roof, but clearly a tricky man to please. And I think we should be thinking about renewing his contract sometime soon, because I think people are going to be after a little bit of Bottas from other teams. Right. Continue. What's going on? We upgraded the race simulator. That was something we invested in last time. Cool. Important email that's going to tell us about the race simulator upgrade. Blah, blah, blah. It's now a little bit more upkeep, but we are gaining experience in the simulator. a little bit more. And if we upgraded it again, we'd get more weekly experience gain. Okay, what do we want to do now? Nikita says, important note, you should always drag your development focus to the max because the negative drawbacks don't seem to exist. And I think at the moment, I can't really do anything because everything is ongoing, right? So I can't actually fiddle with this until we're done. 32 days. Have we got any design? Do I have any? I don't think I have anything to manufacture, do I? I got nothing. I got nothing new. Let's just double check what we got. So front wings, we got 4 of the new front wings, 2 on the car, 2 in the warehouse, that's fine. Chassis, we got 4 of those. Rear wings, we got crap ton. Oh, someone said we can, I think someone tweeted me or something. Suspension, we've got new suspension just available. Is that right? Yeah, we can just make these. We can just make these and stick these on the car. How long is this going to take? Okay, 10 days for both. So that's after the Canadian Grand Prix. Yeah, apparently these were just here from the start for free. We didn't have to design them, so great. And sorry, nothing else we need to manufacture. Side pods, we got 4 of those. Underfloor, we got crap loads of those. Okay, we should be good. Anything else? We already have 3. Am I just not paying attention to what's going on? Oh, for goodness sake. Well, we're making more. We are making more. Let's stick one of those new ones on the wire. See, this is why I need to look at chat before I make any decisions. Can you upgrade more facilities? I upgraded a crap load of facilities. Poll for Kubica. Keep Zhou Binku. I want to keep Zhou. I think Zhou's good. I think he's had some bad luck. And again, if you weren't watching last stream, then I'm going to spoil it a little bit. We got him from 17th to 5th last race. You know, he was the man. So I'd rather build up Guan Yu Zhou and then, you know, ease Kubica out to pasture so he can spend the rest of his years chewing grass and enjoying the scenery. And then we need to think about bringing in a new young person. We can't focus on all these old people for too long. Poll for Kubica, though. What are people saying? Well, what do you want? What do you want the poll to say, Nikita, for Kubica? We can stick him in practice, though, if you like. I'm not planning on making these into short YouTube videos because then I have to, like, figure out how that would work. I could give it a go, though. We'll see. I think they work as streams at the moment because we've got this interactive flavour, especially. But they could work as VODs now that we've got this the chat on screen. Zhou versus Kubica. For what? For like now? For next year? You know, you think about that for now. This is a thing we can do between race weekends. But I can put Kubica in the old FP1 slot. And then we'll work out what you want to do with Kubica, because I'm not entirely sure what the coherent nature is. Okay, now we're straight into Canada, because there wasn't much to do between that. I don't agree with replacing Zhou. I think everyone wanting Kubica as second driver. What's the Kubica love? Look at these drivers for a minute. Let's go. Let's grab Zhou. Let's compare him to Kubica. And what we got? So Zhou is higher quality on the old, I don't know what you'd call this, a power ranking of some kind than Kubica. He's better in almost every category and has higher growth potential. See what I'm saying? I think we need to like foster this young talent. We need to nurture them in the way that Red Bull doesn't. We don't want to be Red Bull. We don't want to be Helmut Markos. We don't want to just reach in and grab someone who's already good talent. We want to work with our flowering buds and turn them into bright begonias. I'm going to stop this poll, by the way. Most people are from Europe. But thanks for introducing yourselves. I know you come from all corners of the world, and I'm very glad you come to join me, even though your time zone might not be the ideal one. Maybe I'm helping you get to sleep. Okay, Nikita, I get it. You're very pro Kubica. I don't buy it though. I mean, I tell you what. This is not a decisive poll, but this is just as to generally get a feel for what chat's thinking. So I'm going to ask you who you think is the best fit for seat 2. You can think about that while I go on to the Canadian setup and we look at the performance targets. So I'll do this poll. I'll read out our incentives, and then I'll end the poll, and we'll have a little look at the guarantee slots. So incentives for this race, qualifying. If we get one driver into the top 10, we get 117 grand. If we get fastest lap, which we have got a few times this season, we will get 170 grand. We're having to start, I think, our qualifying position streak from the beginning again, because I think we screwed it up. Perhaps. Or we just set a new one recently. Either way. Oh no, I think we finished our hot streak and now we're starting again. So, yeah, so we're going to start 4 races in a row where one driver gets in the top 12. And we're already in the middle of trying to get one driver in the top 8 of the race for 5 races in a row. Ending the poll, I think people are very in favour of Zhou. I'm happy to give Kubica more time in FP1. And in fact, I think we spoke previously about putting Kubica in FP1 in Canada, which we're about to go to because he's got a good track record there and also a massive crash. But I think it'd be nice for him to be in the seat there. Right, guarantee slots. What have we got of options? Reach to Q2. I think, as usual, let's say both drivers get into Q2, even though we didn't manage it last time. Charles Edward Cheese. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That's outrageous. Thank you for coming to visit my stream with your generosity. Wow. Feel free to ask a question, as well as just dropping in and saying bear. Very much bear. Although I have got a frog on my t-shirt today. There we go. Goodness me. Right. Well, the chat has totally taken off, hasn't it? Charles, you may know he's often in the old F1 Word streams. Big fan of Sean. Very glad to see you here. Right. I'm going to have to do some polls now. Strap in. Okay. I guess this is a simple poll to do. How many drivers are going to get into Q3? And it's just 1 or 2. Poll now. The reward, it's double for 2 drivers. So if we get 1 driver in, we'll win 117 from the sponsors. If we get 2 in, we get 234, but with double the losses as well if we fail. So bear that in mind as well. Nikita, I'll have to ask Charles Edward Cheese if that big super chat donation was for Kubica. I know you're a big fan. Nikita, are you Polish by any chance? Or are you just a massive Kubica fan? Let's see. 109. How many people are watching? About 400. I'll wait till we got 200. There we go. So 200 plus people are voting about 2-1 to go one driver into Q3. I think that's fair because we've struggled a little bit with Zhou in qualifying lately. So let's call it that. So that's one driver there, two drivers there. Cool. What have we got for the race? Okay, finishing position. So here's the thing. We get a lot more money if we say two drivers. So I'm going to say two drivers up front. And now I'm going to say what position are we going to guarantee the two drivers are going to finish higher than? I'm going to go a little bit conservative. So I'm going to say both drivers finish higher than, and I'm going to start with 9th, and I'm going to go 10th because I'm a bit more unsure with Zhou, and I'm going to give you a safety of 13. So we can vote for that for this position here. 9th will. Whoop. So we're going from a range of 278,000 to, what did I say, 13? 198. So like about 80 grand difference. Are we feeling confident for Canada? I'm not sure. It's similar. There's some similarities to Baku here, aren't there? It's sort of like a. How would you describe it? It is a bit Baku-y. Like a smaller Baku-y. Like a Baku-y with a bit of Monaco flavour, but not. I don't know. I do like Canada. I was at Canada this year for the race. It was good fun. What are we saying? Have we got over two? Let's wait till we get over 200 votes and see where we go from there. Actually, I didn't see what Nikita said. Did you say you were from Poland? I'm going to scroll back up, see if you answered the question. Not Polish, just a massive fan of his resilience. I mean, that's fair enough. I'm a big fan of Kubica as well. And if he hadn't have been injured, I do wonder what would happen, because Hamilton was always very reverent of him. All right. 41% of you are saying we should play 10th in here. I think that's a fair shout. Confirmed changes. So there we go. So we're doing... We need one driver in Q3, both drivers in Q2, two drivers finishing higher than second, and one driver finishing higher than 8th in the race. So that's cool. I think we're ready to go. When we get to Friday, I'll go to the race and then we'll just review which engines are in which cars, because I think we need to just make sure we're using our weakest engines on Friday. Yeah, we can have a chat about the chat box on screen. I'm just going to skip over David Croft, otherwise there'll be a clash of voices. I've just got this thought that maybe I might need to Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing with these videos at the moment. I'm keeping the most recent one live on the channel. All the ones before that I'm unlisting, but I'm putting into a playlist in which they are all visible, but you can't see them in the main feed. So if you go into the description of this video, you'll see there's a link to the playlist, and the playlist has all the streams we've had so far. And I'm just thinking, do I want to move all these videos into a sister channel where they all kind of sit if I'm going to keep doing this kind of thing? And if so, re-uploading the video won't take the chat with it. So I'm a bit like, I'm not really sure what to do with it right now, or whether I just shift this whole thing to Twitch. But if I switch the whole thing to Twitch, you guys won't know about it because you're all subscribed to this. I don't know. I don't know how to handle it. So that's an option. Catherine, I have thought about that. Considering shifting the whole game into like just a slightly smaller area, and then having an area down the side that has the chat and my face and stuff. We could try that. I could set up a different thing, and we could mess about with it next stream and just see what we like. I quite like staying on YouTube. I know it, and I prefer it to Twitch. So, yeah. Nikita says, in practice, do long runs. It's beneficial for car learning. So let's think about practice right now. We normally do 15 lap runs, but should we do some long runs in FP1? What's the weather looking like? Great. Good. Great. So it's going to be wet, and then it's going to be less wet, and then it's going to be sunny. So in terms of learning, we're going to be having a hard time ahead of Sunday. Luke, I'm not... Don't come in here and mess up my plans to stay on YouTube. Okay, so Luke and Abernathy are my friends, and Abernathy is a monitor and Luke is moderator, and Luke is not. Right, sorry. Right, here we go. Right, car parts. Now, this is where you guys like have to do things like remind me not to shove to take this janky engine out of Bottas. So we're going to shove it onto Bottas for now, where it can do no harm. If it explodes on a Friday, we can deal with that. Oh, what is it? Yeah, reduce car performance. We're fine with that. Blah, 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 blah. We'll shove the old engine into show as well. His engines are kind of like similar, aren't they? What we got here? This is 55%. This is 51%. So let's shove this one in. Let's call this one the old engine from now on, even though they're basically the same. Let's try this long run thing. Let's do... What we doing? We've got an hour, 75-second laps. It's wet as well, so it's probably about 80-second laps. So... Let's do 30 lap runs. And we're going to shove Kubica in this car, I think we agreed. Especially for Nikita, who has made a very strong case to have Kubica in the car, at least some of the... Actually, you know what? Let's shove him in this car, because he's already had a run in Joe's car. I'm showing Joe still needs to practice as well. Are we all happy? Tell you what, the chat... Okay, the chat might be in a more useful place now that we're going to the what's it. We're going to simulate the session. You don't get more feedback beyond 20 laps. How do you know that? I mean, that's genuine. I'm not saying that you don't know. I'm saying, like, is that just from you've been playing the game? That's, oh my goodness, we're having a terrible time, aren't we? All right. Let's see how confident they are. Oh, more confident than normally are on a Friday. Great. Right, Bottas is back. Thank you, Kubica, for all your good duty. Right. Just seeing if anyone has any hints about... if you don't simulate, you will see why. Do more laps with Bottas. Yeah, we're going to reduce the Joe's. New time. 20 laps is the max for feedback. Okay, that's fine. We'll do 20 laps on Bottas. We'll do 15 laps on Joe. Nikita says, Quali, it's good to be first in the queue for last run to see if it works better than being last. Yeah, we're sort of playing about with Quali a little bit, aren't we? It's just what we're doing. Traction, so let's... Whoop. Always the wrong way. Alright, Bottas is going to need a little bit more help. Is it raining? Where's the weather for that? Partly cloudy. Okay, we're fine now. Compounds. We've got a crap load of softs. Cool. Oversteer bad. Let's wind that in a little bit. Whoop, but not too far. And straights are bad. So actually, let's do that. What's our actually? What do we need? Okay. I know we probably get more out of it if we actually manage the practice sessions, but we'd be here forever, and I think qualifying in the race is where it's more fun for going with you guys. I didn't look at that incredibly. I just whizzed past that because I was talking to you.
Our race weekend continues as we head into FP3 and then qualifying. While many eyes...
Great. Bottas engine, thank you. Okay, what I'm going to do for structure is I'm gonna... Can I duplicate this? Hang on. Copy. Paste. Okay, one sec. I'm gonna move... For the menu screens, I'm gonna move you maybe here. And then for the... When we're in the actual session... Oh dear, I fiddled and now it's a weird resolution. Yeah, I'm going to move you here for the menu screens, and then when we go to the race, I'm going to move you to over here. Cool. I could do this. I can stream. Right, engine. Engine. Get the crappy engine out. See, I'm remembering. I'm starting to learn. See, this engine's gone into duff zone now. But these are both going to be duff probably by the end of this weekend. I'm just going to play for chat for a while and we can have a think about it. I know there's setup. How are we feeling about setup? Okay, question for some people who've played this game. There's a discrepancy, I feel, between this feedback and this graphic. For example, I'm seeing traction, the current setup is outside of the optimal range. But he's like, that's fine. Straight, inside the optimal range, bad. So, do you know what this means? I'm going to fiddle with it to get it around, but I'm like... Do you get what I'm saying as a question? Optimal will always be in the blue bar. It's a minute. Well, I'm basically aiming to get them all back in the blue bars again. I'm just questioning why why their feedback is different. Do I want to just... Okay. I'm trying to read all of these. Blue bar. Okay, so what I'm getting is... Okay, so blue bar... So always try and get it into the blue bar. And the more feedback you get from them, the blue bar decreases. That gives you... Right, okay. If it's in the blue bar and bad, move it to the other end of the bar. Okay, all right. All right. I mean, this is fine, but I'm going to get the... Oh, that was not what I meant to... Oh, no. Let's see if we can get old cornering. Let's see if we can get old... A little bit. There. Yeah, that's probably good. Right, simulate this. Then we get on to the meaty stuff, the old qualifying. ERS condition. You want me to check on the old ERSs? Grid penalty for Gasly. Okay, good thing to bear in mind. Joe's only 12th still. Okay, so we're aiming to be in the 14s, seeing as I think the top people will be in the 13s by the time we get to quali. We're up to a decent amount on confidence. That's solid. Expecting light rain. We want to check. Oh yeah, ERS. Good point. So what race are we on? We are on race 9 of 22. So the way things are going with our engine part so far, we're going to have to pick a race like we just saw in Belgium, where we just change everything. Gearboxes. How are we doing on gearboxes? Ugh. I'm going new gearbox. Yeah, we're going to have to pick a race. Engine fine. ERS. Okay, we're still in the... what are we doing? We'll use this one for practicing. Anyway, so my point is we're going to need to do a race at some point where we just do a massive, like, power unit, possibly gearbox change, start from the back of the grid and just do a powering through strategy. Is there a time limit on setup? Don't worry too much about confidence. It's mostly due to simulating practicing. Okay, here we go. Qualifying time? Qualifying time. Don D, it's sunny in Montreal right now. Well, it's not in the game, but greetings from Montreal. Lovely city. What have we got in terms of expected? So, over this session, it's going to be dry. See how there's a picture of a sun here? And see how you can actually see the rain falling? Or is that just a glitch? No, is that rain falling? Or is that just a sort of...
Radio check.
Just a... Yes, I think it's just a bit of a sort of graphical glitch. Yeah, I remember watching in the day when they would have like go through about 2 or 3 engines every weekend. I'm quite glad we don't do that anymore. That's a waste, isn't it? Right, let's send Zhou out first, as is tradition. Yeah, let's get out nice and early. We don't know if it's going to rain. It's probably not going to rain, but... Wild Max, what position do you think you'll get in Alfa Romeo in the constructors? Well, we're fighting for third. And I think we're genuinely fighting for third because we've had some good runs against Mercedes and Mercedes have made some bad choices. We're only a third, we're over a third of the way through, but hang on, let me just send Bottas out. We're not going very fast yet. We've given ourselves a nice buffer to Mercedes to at least prepare ourselves for them fighting back. So I think we should aim for third. I don't think we're going to get any lower than fourth. Unless Alpine suddenly finds something. And, you know, in reality, Alonso struggled in the first few races, has come alive in the middle section of the season. So, you know, it could happen. Right, let's crack on with these first runs. Okay, Zhou's got a nice clean track ahead of him. Bottas also, so these should be happy runs. Fighting for P3 in the constructors is weird, but thanks to you guys, we are pulling it off. Okay, I said we were going to be in the 1/3/14s, but actually the track's got a lot faster, hasn't it? Since free practice. Chat, we should remember we have a lot of money and should improve our design center for more projects. Okay. Yeah, let's have a good look at what we can do after Canada. Right, let's wait for all these guys to do some runs and we'll move through to about 6 minutes. Actually, let's just have a quick... Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Let's have a... And then see, do we want to do second runs? Okay, I'm going to pause it here on 6 minutes. Nearly. Okay, so track grip is improving just very slightly, so not loads, but a little bit. I'm going to say don't give Bottas a second run, but I'm going to ask you if we should give Zhou a second run. I'm going to use the same tyres. We're not going to use a second set of tyres. We're going to use the same tyres we had before. If you look at where he is, he's got about 1.2, 1.3 seconds until the drop zone. So it's fairly decent margin. If we're looking at the old weather, I think we're fine for weather. I'm going to drop this down to just 1 to give you a little bit of... Luke, thank you. I'm not moving to Twitch. Probably. I don't know. It's got very dark in here. Hang on. Just going to fiddle with my lights while you guys vote. Which light is the... Is it this one? There we go. I'm also going to have to keep an eye on WhatsApp at some point because I've got a friend staying with me this week and they might come back some way through this stream. Sorry, Luke, the mob has spoken. Okay, second run for Joe. Let's make it happen. What do you think? Just in this little gap? I think just in this little gap. Keep him on these tyres. Send him on out. Joe won't need it. You can't make your case now. We did the vote. And the voting public is always right. All right, let's see what Joe can do. Hopefully he'll miss the gaggle of cars going for their last runs because I think they come out about 2.5 minutes, so we'll see. Let's go over to the old sectors. We're looking for green sectors. Maybe purple sectors from Joe, probably green sectors. Not a good sector. Personal best. Doesn't look to have improved. So, we tried. Now we just got to hope that he doesn't drop 5 places. Here we go. Down to 12th. I think we might be okay. Down to 14th. I think we do. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Guys, we're fine. I wasn't in doubt. Do we know what penalty this is? It doesn't... Is it 5 seconds? Is it 10 seconds? A grid penalty? I guess we're not... I think any vote should be 50% of the total number of viewers to be binding. Gothblin, don't start. Oh, you know what? I was meant to move this chat window over here. When we get in this, all right, I'll do that in a sec. Okay, we're both into Q2. That's the main thing. We were doing right. We need to get Joe very much into the 112s at least, don't we? Hello, Utkarsh from India. Send Joe last. Yeah, let's do that. Let's work on that strategy of it's a trickier thing to do to send Joe out.
Radio check.
That's fine. So we'll do our first runs, and then if we can get Joe out right at the end, we found that quite tricky to do in Baku, but like in the sweet spot where it's not traffic but is getting a little bit of slipstream and is getting the best of the track. Let's send old Bottas out as well. Can you put Bottas in disguise into Joe's car? Who was the streamer who did that on one of the esports rounds that happened during the pandemic? And they had a ringer sitting in their seat, Bottas in traffic there, and got penalised for it. Was it Daniel Abt? It was Daniel Abt, wasn't it? God, 2020 was a weird year. All right, Bottas, how are we? Bottas, that's terrible. That is all traffic. So I think we send Bottas out in a safety window in this thing. Let's make sure he doesn't get traffic. We know he's good for Q3. This is bad from both of them. This is really bad. Look at these laps. These are traffic laps though, right? So what do I want to do with these guys? Let's wind it down. I mean, we could send them out together in this window where there's no traffic. If you're new, by the way, if you haven't played this game, this little hump is like how much traffic is expected to be on track during the session. So in the first, you know, what is this, like 10 minutes or so, we sort of have a fairly even spread of like cars coming out onto the track, and then we have a big load of everyone coming out at the end. But there's a nice little window here where the track is fairly empty. I'm losing time a little bit. We got fine. So I think we send them both out, but we send Joe out sort of in the slipstream of Joe. Or do we want to... Hang on, I'll pause it. I'm going to send Bottas out in the gap. Out in no traffic. or out at the very end. That's your decision to make. So we either send Zhou out in this period, so basically about now, or we send him out here and try and get him at the end of the train. Okay. Meanwhile, just going to pop Bottas out while you think about it. Who's out on track right now? Oh, a couple of people gone early, haven't they? I think they're finishing off their hot laps. So we are in the drop zone. Hamilton having a terrible rub. Little pause there. Right, what are we saying? 49 to 51. It's not particularly decisive. It's decisive, is it? I'm going to wait to see what it refreshes to next. 50. So it's staying at 51. Okay. All right, we're doing show at the very end, which requires timing and precision, the likes of which I'm not great at. But let's at least... might as well give him a new set of tyres. Okay, here we go. Is there any merit in fueling up and doing 3 laps in that time? Not really. I should be keeping an eye on what their tyres are doing, but here we are. All right, let's keep an eye on what's happening in the pit lane, and I'll slow it down again when they start going out. Bottas, a little bit of a traffic-free run, so let's have a... He's going to be 3 minutes to go. All right, cars are starting to come out now. Let's keep an eye on them. We're down to 4. Where are we going to go? We've got time. We've got time. We've got time. What are we doing? It's a 1:12 lap, so we've still got time. Now. We should be okay. Show, get a move on. Bottas up to 4th. That's good. Let's see if Zhou can handle the same as well. Here we go. Sector time's on. Yep. Let's go up to 4 times for like... Speed it up, but still keep a little bit of tension. Here comes Zhou. Right behind Magnussen, who overtook him. So that's... not really what we wanted, is it? I think Zhou's going to be out. Yep. Didn't even make it to the line. I sent him too late. I thought I thought a minute and a half would be fine. You know, for someone who's got low morale like Zhou, we really democracy. I'm not going to fire Zhou because I let him out late. Tomats. Okay, that's fine. So we've... Okay. That was on me. I figured it was a 1 minute 12 second lap. That gives him an extra sort of 20 seconds to do his out lap, but okay. Yeah. Fine. We're all learning together, chat. This is an educational experience. At least now we can just focus on Bottas. And Zhou, you know what? Zhou has recovered pretty well from our dire strategies in qualifying that have really left him a lot lower down than he should be. Although if he was faster, we wouldn't have to run such risks with him. Replace the team principal. All right, let's not go crazy. Right, fine. Bottas on the good tyre. What's our... Okay, raining at the end, so we want to get everything in early. So let's just go. Radio check. And I think we do a lap. We come in, we come straight back in. We go straight back out again with our second lap. Let's not mess around. Tuna, yes, Alpha are still ahead of Mercedes in the standings. We technically haven't done anything since last stream, but yeah, we are still third in the standings. So let's see what we can do on these tyres before we send him straight back out again. 1:12.2. That's good. That's good for us. That's good. And we're 2 seconds ahead of Hamilton. And is that rain coming down?
Copy.
Oh, and a crash. Ooh, if there's a crash that slows people down on their hot laps, and then there's rain, this could be something. This could be something.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. We can take a look now. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Into turn 1 of all things.
Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
Thank goodness. All right, chat. I think a lot of people haven't gone out yet. So there's still time for us to lose a lot of positions. So let's crank up the volume. Where's Bottas? This is Bottas coming into the pit. So let's keep a little eye on him. And, I mean, there's no point switching to Inters. Because we're not going to get a faster lap than we are on softs. So I say just stick him straight back out on those nice softs. Send him out now, and if we just have to bring him back in, then so be it. Let's see what the others are doing. What are the others doing? Is it wet? Let's, yeah, it's wet, isn't it? Should we just bring him back in? I'm bringing him back in. It's just wet, isn't it? What do we got? Track. Yep, it's wet. This is the wetness line. And we're up to 2.5 mils of water, so let's just bring him in. Somehow, we got ourselves a pole for just getting out there as soon as possible, and Alonso ruining it for literally everybody. So now we've got to manage a race from pole and 15th. I don't know why I'm doing this at 2 times speed. There we go, a pole position by 2 seconds. Our main rival Hamilton is on the... Look at them all going out as if they're going to do something with this. Oh god, I hope they're not going to do something with this. No, it's still raining, so... There we go. Right. We got something to work with here. And depending on where Pierre Gasly is demoted to, we might have a little. We might move the show up a bit.
Alfa Romeo.
So what is the grid? Do we actually have the grid? We don't have the grid because we don't have this as practice 1. Okay, well. So we're starting 14th, which I think is where he did start. So when we bring up our strategy, we'll see the weather as well. So weather is looking dry for the whole race. Biggest threat of rain is near the beginning, but even that doesn't breach 50%, so I don't think we're looking at rain. Okay, I'm going to put the poll up, and then we're going to talk through some of the strategy options. So, Bot, you're going to tell me which strategy to use. A, B, C. Let's talk through them. Oh, God, I'm pressing buttons that I shouldn't be. A classic, starting on the medium, doing 1 stop, and running hard to the end. It gives us a little bit of wiggle room on pushing the tyres, because we haven't worn our tyres down to the cliff before we get there. I think a decent conservative strategy that's fairly... When we're starting on pole, you want to take fewest risks with that, don't you? Okay. Strategy B, which is the same time as strategy A. But instead we're starting on softs and then changing to medium to hards a little bit earlier on. Which, again, a little bit more risky, but it will give us the best chance of pulling away from pole position and keeping that position, at least for the first couple of laps, before it gets a bit tricky. Strategy C, the wild card, the 2-stop, that's a good 15 seconds slower, on average, estimated slower than these two. two-stop strategy. Not really sure it gains us much. Oh, chat. Sorry. Yep, you're in the wrong place. There you go. What are you guys saying? Yeah, pretty solidly strategy A. So let's go strategy A for Bottas. Now, Zhou, let's actually make sure we click on A. Same question again for Zhou, except we are trying to turn around a lowly qualifying position into a decent race position. I think we did say to the sponsors we would get both cars in the top 10, so we need to gain 5 positions at least with Zhou. He's been pretty good at working what we give him, so what do you suggest? We could use the soft tyre to get him off the line well, make up some positions, and then try and hold them off. He's pretty good on the tyres, so he could make this long, hard stint work. Kem is saying a reverse A. Okay, so yeah, if you pick A or B, I'm going to ask you a second question as to whether you want to run it in reverse or not, to kind of like offset you with the cars around you. So that's an option we can do. If you want to do start with the hards, run long, and then do a nice quick stint at the end on softs or mediums. And actually, if we do that either way round, we can make a decision during the race of whether we want the last stint to be soft or medium. So we'll give options. All right, so what we got? 240 people have voted. That seems fair enough. So we're going with B. Now we're going to ask reverse of the strat. So B straight, B reversed, just to be clear. Let's go into it. I'll give you maybe a minute to decide this, and then we're going to have to crack on with the race. God, we've nearly done an hour and we haven't got to the race yet. Oh, I guess we did all those qualifying and stuff. Aggressive two-stop MMS. Well, we're not doing two stops now. We're going to focus on the one stop. So, yep, looks like people are very solidly going for reverse B. So, oh, not wets. So let's start on the. Where are the hards? Oh yeah, we need to get off these hards. And then, so B was softs, but we can change our minds later. So we actually want to run about that far, I think, to make sure the tyres are still in a nice operating window. But let's see how we go. And estimated race time is kind of fine. So let's see how we go. Some people saying we should two-stop. The vote has ended. I have to go with the majority. You are working as a unit of whatever, 662 people. I can't go at the whims of some people who may have a good idea. Now, you guys are pretty good as a crowd, so I'm trusting you. Early safety car will ruin it. Yeah, we can move to a two-stop if we get a safety car. We can do that. Janelle, I can't change the strategy. We've done the vote. Did I not save this? I didn't save this, did I? Sorry. I screwed it. Good thing I spotted that. I mean, you guys did shout at me, so that's fine. Okay, about there. Update strategy. There we go. So we're doing medium to hards, hards to softs. Cool. Probably not going to fiddle with the fuel. Janelle might have to time you out if you keep saying that. Actually, I'm not going to do that, but either way, it's not going to happen. Okay, we're going to start them all on pushing to at least give them a chance to make up some positions in the early laps, and we'll turn that down probably too late, and I'll wait until chat's shouting at me to turn everything down. Off we go.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line
Anything
up
I've
on the
forgotten?
grid.
Bot on
And
defend.
there's
Good
Valtteri
point.
Bottas.
Good
The
point.
drivers are ready
I will
and
change
raring
that.
to go. It's
Yep.
the
Going to change
Canadian
bot to
Grand
defend. Don't
Prix.
worry.
And it's lights out.
Quick little pause.
And away we go.
Defend, because he's in the lead. Thank God I've got you guys. Move chat. Thank you. There we go. Okay, we're still in the lead. And actually, Hamilton's already lost a position. Hamilton and Leclerc are busy fighting. Zhou is still in 14th. What's he up to? Not having a great time. But again, he's on the hards. While we're doing this, what have people chosen? So Zhou's the only one on the hards. He's surrounded by medium drivers. Most people at the front are on mediums, except Science, who's on softs. So we should be looking out for him. See if he's making up positions. Bottas has absolutely gone for it. So let's approach this as if we're fighting for the lead. We might not be fighting for the lead. It might be a bit of a,
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo. Here's the replay. Let's take another look. There we have Zhou.
Here comes Zhou down the inside of Schumacher to come up to what I think is going to be 13th place. Let's skip before we go to the crowd reactions, of which my voice is one of them. Okay, wow, we're doing nicely here, aren't we? So let's turn this down to neutral. Let's wind this in a little bit and see how we're going. Let's wind that in as well. Okay.
We need more left and coast.
So we're 1 second up. We're not into DRS yet. Let's go up to 2 times speed. You want bot to deploy? I don't want it to be like hang out to dry though. I'm going to be a little bit tactical with this. See what the... Anyway, as I was saying, I think we're going to approach this as if we're fighting for first. And then if it turns out we're not fighting for first, partway through this race, then we figure out what we are fighting for. Zhou fighting with Tsunoda. So let's deploy that. Gain the 1 second gap. Yeah, just...
DRS enabled.
Okay, so the first DRS zone... All the DRS zone is just here, isn't it? It's just down here. There's no other DRS zone as far as I'm aware. Is that right?
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
And here we go. Zhou up to 12. So we're managing Zhou well. Leclerc, 2 seconds behind Bottas. So we don't have to worry about him just yet. Let's turn these bad boys down for a second. Let's see. Tyre temperatures are fine. We're fine. There's a yellow flag. Nothing to do with us. Bottas has excess ERS. And we're up to 12th because Tsunoda, I think... When did we get up to 12th? Yeah, that was Tsunoda, wasn't it? Right, we are 4 laps into the race, keeping our eye on Tsunoda. Let's see how our tyre wear is doing based compared to the baseline. We are chugging along nicely, so we haven't... I think the person we need to make sure is managing their tyres well is Zhou, as we watch him overtake Norris, because he has to go... Well, I guess he doesn't have to go all the way on his mediums, on his hards, if we want to change him to mediums at the end instead of softs. So we got options, but he's doing fine right now. Right, chat. If you keep too high on the batteries, you don't get to fully utilise the harvesting within neutral mode. What does that mean, Jonathan? What is that? Can you explain that again?
Let's have a look. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
If you keep too high on the batteries, you don't get to fully utilise harvesting within
Moving up
neutral
a
mode.
place there. Excellent work from them.
Let's get ready to deploy Zhou. There's 2 cars ahead of him. Let's close up that gap. Keep an eye on the forecast. It might be the only thing that makes Bottas lose first. Also, let somebody who's not me keep an eye on this gap, just in case we need to be aware of Bottas losing that. I can see we're already under 2 seconds. If you're at 98 and he breaks into a corner, he might have gotten 105, but he can't, so it's an effective loss. So you're saying, oh, so what you're saying is if we... So we should have... So... Yeah, I get what you're saying. If our battery's full, we won't be able to harvest, is what you're saying, right? So neutral is pointless. Oh god, we're pushing way too much on Zhou's fuel. Yep, my bad on that. My bad on that. Good spot, chat. Okay, Zhou is 2 seconds behind Magnussen. Are we getting any closer, or have we sort of got into our up? We're up to 10th though, so we are in the points, which let's remind ourselves of what we promised the sponsors. 2 cars in the top 10 and 1 car in the top 8. And apparently fastest lap, which is in the hands of Hamilton right now. You want to do some bot deploy? We could do some bot deploy. That doesn't sound right, does it? That does not sound right. Actually, let's bring this up. See what we're doing here. Right. We can see ERS is playing up. Okay, so we've got to that part of the... Yeah, our ERS is now down to the sort of lower 40% levels. It should be fine. It should be fine. I don't think it, like, we could expect too many problems. I think that's just the standard message you get when you hit 40%. Leclerc back to 2.8. Let's get this back down to neutral. Let's make sure we're using our things correctly. Bottas just did a fastest lap using his deploy, so let's bear that in mind for later when we're going to need to try that again. Zhou needing to defend. We are racing along. We are not catching Alonso, though. I'll tell you that. Or are we? Are we? We are not. Let's look at our last laps. And we're behind Norris. But maybe not for long. Okay, let's focus on this. Let's focus on keeping in the top 10 with Zhou. Although, don't forget, our tyres are...
McLaren gain a position.
Yeah, we don't see it again. Going to go longer than Norris's. So we're still playing the long game with Zhou. Check the weather predictions as the clouds are coming in now. Yeah, we're still fine. We're still fine, but I'll keep an eye. We're expecting no rain. We're expecting the track to increase in grip and rubber.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
All right, 10 laps out of 70. Check the tyres. I will show you the tyres. I think we're doing all right. We're still fine. We're absolutely fine. We're on the expected tyre wear now. Engine temps, tyre temps seem pretty fine. We're only going into the yellow. Bottas' engine obviously much better than Zhou's.
McLaren with a great overtake.
We're once again in a sort of back and forth, although Norris has left it for dust, hasn't he? We're going to need to catch that back up. Defensive, right. Do we want to push a little bit? We've got some fuel in the tank over here on Zhou's car. So I say we overtake. Let's do a harvest lap. So we can do a big Billy Boy overtake on Norris and then pull away from him. Okay. We'll work on... Once we get past him, we'll work on the overtaking part. Collaborate with Norris. Save fuel for a soft run. I mean, it's a good point. The more we are behind Norris, the more we save fuel. Hamilton overtook Leclerc? If he did, I missed it, and they've gone back to 3rd place again. What is happening up front? How are we managing this? Again, we're pushing our tyres harder than Leclerc is, which was what was happening before in Monaco and in Baku. We're just not as light on our tyres as they are. Let's move this back to neutral. I'm going to start pushing Zhou once we get to around here. Hamilton back up to second. They're fighting and they're causing a queue. Let's push. I'll deploy this at a second. Deploy. Right, let's stretch that gap beyond the DRS zone and see if we can just give ourselves a bit of a...
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
I know, Crofty. We saw it. We were there. Bottas tyres down to neutral. Bottas, he's fine. He's fine. It keeps him at a nice pace. But Hamilton is actually now down to about a second of us. So maybe he's the faster car than Leclerc at the moment. Zhou, 8/10. We'll keep pushing. Got to keep an eye on our ARS. Might switch him to neutral for now, just so he can start harvesting a bit more. And I'm just trying to work this one. So this is our harvesting that we've done for this lap. So we can't harvest any more this lap, right? We can only harvest 2 megajoules. So we've harvested all we can. That gets reset, and now we can start harvesting again. We are being overtaken here, as I say this. And this is the amount we've deployed. Okay, so our pulling away thing didn't work. Yeah, Zhou's fuel. We tried. We'll get it back again. We'll make sure we don't run out of fuel on Zhou again, because that was embarrassing. Hards are not fast enough to open out the gap yet. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we just sit tight. We'll follow Norris when we can follow Norris. We'll lead Norris when we don't. And we'll see how we go. They might two-stop. I'd be intrigued to see who is two-stopping. Who started on the softs? What was Plan C? Did Plan C, do you remember, did it start on the softs or did it start on the mediums? I think Plan C started on the mediums, didn't it? Medium, hard, soft. When is Bottas' pit window? It's a good point. Let's have a look at the pit windows we're expecting to come up. So we are on lap 16 and we are going probably to lap... I'm going to go a bit further than this. So what's this? This is lap 26. 27. I might go all the way to lap 29, depending on what our speed is. But definitely at least to lap 26. So we've got 10 more laps before Bottas comes in. Zhou, we might be taking all the way to lap 46. So that's 30 more laps as he overtakes Norris once more. Aiden's try keep homeostasis on Zhou's fuel. You dipped a lot below, so you'll need to conserve 7 laps at least. And then he comes up again, but we need to remember, as there's a yellow in sector 3 that is cleared now.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Oh, it's Magnussen. So Magnussen is right in our targets now.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
So let's see if we can start moving towards Magnussen. Yeah, we can play around with the fuel a lot more in like the first half of the race. In the second, as we get more and more to the ends, we can't adjust that gap as much because there aren't as many laps left to kind of conserve and readjust our fuel. So yeah, if we're going to play around with the fuel, now's the time to do it. But as you can see, we're pushing our fuel a bit more now that we're in clean air. We've pulled a 1.5 second gap on Norris, so let's see what we can do with that. Bottas could save more on tyres, but he's doing fine. He's following the expected degradation line for the mediums. He's allowing us to go a little bit longer now. Idealised pit stop on lap 26. I think he's doing fine, and in doing so, he's giving us the pace we need to gap Leclerc. If we drop down the pace, Leclerc would start reeling us in, and I really don't want to get him in our DRS zone because then we have to start fighting with him and we lose control of this race. Now, what we do need to consider, I was saying about taking Bottas a little bit further, but we do need to consider not being undercutted by Leclerc. So I think if I say Leclerc, any of these drivers really, they're fighting with each other. Let's have a look. Look at this train, this second place train. Once these drivers start pitting, I think we need to look at responding to make sure we're just not taken by them as they switch onto new tyres. So good thing to think about. Let's have a little look at actually. Okay, so something I was doing a lot was I was looking at the expected pit stop time, which if you go into a fake pit stop, you can see. Let's say what we're switching onto the hards. So the pit stop delta is 20 seconds. So we expect to lose about 20 seconds to everyone else when we make the pit stop. Now over here, which I only noticed in the last race, or someone pointed out, this tells us where we're going to feed out into, which is useful. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're not pitting. So 9th. But we also do need to do a little bit of the maths. So 20 seconds as... So these are the soft runners, I think, who are pitting. Let me just... Yeah, the soft runners are pitting now. So people who started on softs are coming in. So 20 seconds would bring us out here, and we'd be about... We'll have to see where Science shakes out, but we'd actually be behind Science by about 2 seconds. So the reason I want to just keep a track of exactly where we feed out, because I don't want to feed us out right behind a train of cars. Now, we may not have that option. We may just have to do what we're told, or we may just have to deal with what we're given, but, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Zhou, 8th place. People like Magnussen and I think, who else pitted for? Who's dropped? Who else has dropped? Alonso has dropped. Magnussen's dropped. Ricardo was already behind us. Poor Ricardo. He's last. No, he's not last. He's basically last, though. He's Stroll and the Williams behind him. Sainz is on hards. Yeah, I think Sainz might be going for the old 2-stop. We'll keep an eye on him. Okay, so it's dropped down to 1 times because I can't remember his first name, but Chan, our race engineer, has told us we're in our pit window. So he comes on the radio when we enter this highlighted area, which is, 3 laps either side of our expected pit stop. We'll just speed things up again. So let's see what Sainz can do from here. He's got some great pace. He is, effectively ahead of us. What kind of lap time is he doing? Well, he's in sort of a bit of traffic now, so we'll have to see what he can do. I'm a little bit skeptical about this. About this 7th, it says. Yeah, a little bit skeptical. How does Sainz make such a massive jump on us? I guess it was just because he was in traffic for so long and wasn't able to show his pace. So now he's 19 seconds behind us, so he's going to sort of drop out of that zone, but we need to be careful. Right. Can't play around Bottas' fuel too much. We've got margin on tyres, so let's push Bottas on tyres a bit as we enter into this zone. Sorry, just having a look at the intervals. Okay, Norris is closing a little bit. Let's not focus on Norris for now. Bottas, let's push a little bit on Bottas because we're going to enter our pit window shortly. Well, we're in our pit window, but we're going to be thinking about pitting soon. I think we're going to need to... Let's do a poll. So we're currently here on lap... Well, we're on lap 25, but we've done lap 24. So this line is the last completed lap. So we're here. We actually are here. So, I did a poll with no options because I clicked too fast. I was too hasty. So the question is, bot pit. We can pit lap 25, which is now, lap 26, lap 27, or the other option, just react to the first people in our sort of bubble that move. So I'm asking because do we want to get the jump? Do we want to get that undercut and not risk basically what happened with Sainz? I'll drop it down to 1 play. Where Sainz effectively undercutted us quite heavily by pitting early. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but you know what I mean? Like, do we want to actually get the jump on them? If we pit now, that's basically doing exactly what this strategy says. I think, as far as I'm concerned. So let's... I don't know if we've got time to come in now, but... Okay, lap 27 appears to be winning. Okay, we keep going. Let's see if anyone's coming in behind us. No, seems to be still going. Here we go. Okay, so this was the optimal window. That's fine. Let's ignore that for now. With the gap you have, you can react as overview. Yeah, we've got a 2.5 second lap lead. Double check on the weather. Weather is still looking dry. I think it's going to get a little bit cooler, but it's still staying dry. Okay, Verstappen in the pits, Russell in the pits, Ocon in the pits. So we are seeing the first of them. But we are going for another lap, so I'm going to ERS push on the next lap. I'm going to ERS push on the next lap. Because we are not pitting this lap, we are pitting on the next lap. So we'll wait till we get round and then we'll just hoof it. Here we go, we're in our pit lap now. So, everyone else is in the pit, so we are going to slightly overcut. And we're going to these hard tyres. That's it, that's it. We're going pit, 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 pit. Let's stay with Bottas. Hammer time, might as well push on fuel as well. We can make that back in a sec. Zhou is up to 7th through the pit stopping around him. He's not actually 7th when it all shakes out, but we'll see how far we can get him. Here we come. Pushity, pushity, pushity. Push, 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 push. Pushity, push, 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 push. In he comes. Let's go down to leader. So we're very much on the bubble with Sainz. No, we're not. I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. But in terms of the first round of pit stops, Sainz has jumped everybody, but he is on a different strategy. Here they come. Here they come down the main straight. We've got this weird pit lane which sort of goes off here. So I think we are easily first. Easily first right now. Let's drop that down again.
We need to get these tyres to last.
Yeah, copy.
Great. Great. Good work, everybody. We've now got a 4.5 second gap to Sainz. Who's on the hard tyres, but his hard tyres are much older. How many laps older? 6, I think. 6 laps older than everybody else's. That's what this means, right? Isn't it? So, 6 or 7, 5 or 6 laps older than everyone else's, depending on which group you look at. Okay. Let's go back up to 2 speed. Zhou, the only person not to stop now that Tsunoda's in the pits. And let's keep an eye on this gap. I think we should be all right. I cannot believe we are fighting for the lead again. Bottas is having a hell of a season. Do you think we need to harvest on bot? I think he's doing all right for them. He's slowly rebuilding the save Zhou's tyres. Yeah, let's have a look at this. He's doing all right. What do we actually want him to do? Like, do we want to eke him any further than lap 46? Or do you think he's going okay at this kind of tyre wear? Because if we keep him at this kind of pace, he's basically going to get to the end of his good grip on the tyres by lap 46. I think it's fine. Zhou bang on with tyres. Okay, good. Glad you agree. Glad you agree. Right, little discussion to be had as we're on lap 30 of 70, not quite the halfway point. We're in a kind of annoying area for Zhou, for safety cars. They do happen in Canada. I don't know if this game has a sort of weighting to different tracks for safety cars, but you know, it can happen here. If we get a safety car now, that's pretty bad for Zhou. So let's poll. So if there's a safety car in the next, whatever, like 8 laps or something, do we stick to the pan or switch to something, I don't know, mediums? We could probably switch to mediums by about here. I'm going to poll you. I'm actually going to like look at this. If these were mediums, we could pit about lap 40, I think is the best. Otherwise, we'd have to start maybe lap 38. So that's what that looks like if medium. So you think about our options here. What do we want to do? Yeah, we could. I mean, if we pit now, we could do a 2-stop strategy. I don't think we can do double softs. So I don't think we have the enough good softs left. And I can not Bottas. I can check that. We got two new. Well, this is sort of newish. 98%. They're newish tires. These are these are the tires we never ran in Q1 because we didn't make it around in time, or Q2. So we could do double soft. So, you know, this poll might have been a bit useless because we discussed several other options. But, you know, good to discuss, right? Good to have a feel. This is the kind of thing we want to think about midway through the race. What happens if we get a safety car? We're coming up. We're on lap 33 right now. Bottas tyres to standard. I get a lot of this. I get a lot of Bottas tyres to standard. I think, but he's... Whoops. Bottas is fine. He's wearing them less than predicted. And we've got to keep the pace up. We've got to keep the pace up because they will start closing in. We tried this before. As soon as we start easing off the tyres, these Ferraris and Red Bulls just start easing us in. I tell you what, the new floors we put on the car, the new front wings, have given us just that extra bit of pace to be able to, well, pull off this kind of madness. We got lucky with pole. We got very lucky with pole because there was a crash and there was rain that came just the right moment. So we were basically the only car to set a decent dry lap time. But yeah, we've been able to keep this pole position working. This is a bit of a Vettel in Italy 2008 kind of thing. So we could be looking down the barrel of our third win for Alfa Romeo. Bottas can serve fuel. I'll keep an eye on it. I agree. Sorry, let's have a look. We need to keep this open. I agree he's very much on the bubble at the moment. Alonso's closing quickly. Oh, there's a spin. We just went past that spin. What just happened there? That was weird.
Oh, there's a spin! Let's take a closer look. Now let's look. We're watching
This is us.
Nicholas Latifi.
Luckily, he didn't spin in our path.
Dear.
That's a Vettel.
The car's just gone.
Okay. Sainz not closing in on us, so let's have a little look at Zhou. What's he doing? He's kind of just floating around. Let's just check on where we're expecting him to stop. So we're going for softs. So he's going to come out currently in 12th. We might be able to pull a little bit of a gap on. Yeah, we're not going faster than anyone higher than 14th or higher than 15th. So all of these people, we're going slower than them. So I think we can't be expected to come out of the pits any higher than 12. So we're going to need to come out 12th, and then we're going to need to push like hell on whatever tyre we end up doing. We've got 10 laps until our expected pit stop window. Now we can, this is where we're going to have our chat. We can always go the wrong way on this. Push this into a medium window and come in on lap 40, which is in 1, 2, 3, 4 laps time. That's an option available to us if we want to go. And the reason you might do this is because it will give us more laps to push on, more laps to make up positions. The fewer laps we have, if we go back to the softs. So this gives us, what was the original plan? It was that, wasn't it? It was that. That gives us 24, 23 laps to push on, whereas the other plan gives us 7 or 8 more laps. So time for a poll, I think. Zhou next tyre. medium or soft. Oh, didn't mean to add an option there. There we go. So something to think about as we have a little look at our, again, long-suffering Zhou, making the best of what we labour him with. Let's go back to intervals. And we're 20 seconds, so we're looking at 46 seconds. Yeah, so behind Ocon. Change current pace target to attack, not balanced. That is a good point. So actually, whoop. Actually, no. The reason we're not doing that is because they're running at attacked. They're running an attack pace, but they are wearing the tires down at a balanced pace. So these lines are more indicative of what the tire wear will be like. So let's not get distracted by that. Those will be wrong. So we have to imagine the wear happening at a balanced pace because they are tire whispering gods. Save Bottas fuel, 6-second gap now. Yeah, let's give him a little. Oh, yellow.
Seems to have been a lockup.
Bottas looked like he was almost stationary for a second there. Okay, guys, you need to shout at me when we say, let's say when we get +1 lap, because we don't want to be running on conserve for too long. All right, the poll says medium. So let's go back over it. Let's go back over to here. Change the strategy to medium. Some people are going to be mad about this, but let's we can come in next lap. Let's go a little bit longer so we can push about lap 41, and that way we can push a little bit on them. We can even go to aggressive or whatever the Okay, so we're coming in soon. And then we'll push, and then we'll hopefully make our way past Ocon and Norris, whose tyres are going to be, well, harder than ours and older than ours, and then we're going to, well, do our best. Do our best with Zhou. We probably should start pushing him, actually. Yeah, let's turn these tyres up a little bit. See if we can get the pace going. Bot fuel, thank you very much. Thank you. You guys are the unsung heroes. While we're waiting for Zhou to come round, I think I'm supposed to say, like the stream if you like the video, if you're enjoying the stream, something, algorithms. But do what you like. I'll tell you a little. Yes, thank you very much. So I think we're coming in. Yeah, this is the plan. What's this? Lap 41. I think a lot of people are saying lap 42 is what you wanted to do. So you want to do another push? While we're thinking about that, I just got a little YouTube secret. I've never rung the bell in my life. I personally can't stand notifications, and I try and turn as many off as I can. I only like notifications for things I genuinely need to be reminded of. What I want a notification is when you guys start shouting at me to like turn engine down, change Bottas's engine from the old one to the new one, things like that. You've clicked on the wrong driver to pit, Stuart. That's the kind of thing I want a big notification to appear on my screen for. But alas. Okay, back up to 2 times. So we're going to lap 42. So we're going to miss the pits on this lap. I'm going to just push on the fuel now. It's a shame we can't really deploy the ERS that much because we haven't really got it. So we're just going to have to keep that on neutral. Thank you so much, B Pendrag. Hang on. Whoa, let's just... sorry, I just remembered I had to pit. So we're going to mediums. Thank you, B Pendragon, for that super chat. That's great. Will gladly be your pit wall, Mr. Scene Principal and Strategy Director. This is a fun way to watch and play the game. Thank you. I'm glad we think so. I'm enjoying it too. I think I'm enjoying this a lot more than if I just sat by myself playing it. Not to do the game down. They did send me a lot of nice chocolates. I have no agreement with the game, by the way. They were just very nice to me. Here we go. We're in the pits. I clicked on the right driver. So Ocon and Norris, I think, are here. These are the people who are going to pass us, and these are the people we're going to have to repass in the race. Bottas is back down to 0.2 laps of fuel again. So we're going to need to keep a little eye on that. You guys, this is your job. Where are you now? You're like there. This is your job. Keep an eye on Bottas's fuel. Oh, we've actually jumped Norris, who was very hesitant passing us. Save Bottas's tyre for fastest lap. Okay. I appreciate your input, General, by the way, but I did put slow chat on to stop people spamming, so try to resist saying the same message over and over again if you can help it. I don't want to, like, time you out. I don't want other people to be annoyed. Right, here we go. Show. Back to whatever this is. We got 17 laps to go. Probably shouldn't push the fuel. We can go. Let's go aggressive for now. And let's see what the gap is like to Ocon and see if we need to push any harder. So what's happening? Why do we keep getting that weird replay animation?
Let's take a look at
A little bit of a glitch there, I think.
Watch this. We're looking at Lando Norris.
This is why we passed Norris.
Away from them entirely.
I think. Okay, Bottas fuel's okay. The Zhou fuel we're going to need to make sure we're okay with. Weather. Dry. Science is under 5 seconds now. Need to keep an eye on that. Just make sure. What's the old tyre situation? So again, Science is managing the tyres. I was going to say better. It's worse, isn't it? Because he started using these tyres about 8 laps before us. We're up to 10th. I somehow missed this, but we're up to 10th. Let's watch it, because I was looking at something else. You guys probably saw it, but I want to see it again. There we go. DRS overtake. Down the pit straight. We're now meeting our sponsorship targets. I think we're going to be fighting with Ocon to the end of the race. As
there they go. Moving ahead
push
of the
Zhou
other
for
driver.
fastest lap. Yeah, let's push Zhou for the fastest lap. Unless we're
That was
fighting
a
with
big
Ocon.
moment. The team are clearly delighted.
You know what? I haven't been able to hear the team cheers that often again. Let's give him a little bit of a push. I think he's going to be defending, but let's see if we can get a little fastest lap out of Zhou while we can. Deploying at all the wrong parts of the lap, but let's see what we can do. We don't want to be overtaken by Ocon in the middle of our fastest lap attempt. Hopefully we're okay. Not too fair yet. We kept to the right line. Let's watch this. Fastest lap by Zhou. Let's bring the sectors up. And see if he actually manages it. So where's the first sectors? Personal best, not purple. I think the second one is about here.
No,
Oh, there we go.
Copy.
We can't even harvest right now.
Charge on, charge on. Copy.
Well, we're going to get a personal best lap. Don't think we're going to get a fastest lap. No DRS, hard to best it. I mean, good point. There we go. Let's drop this back down to aggressive. And we're now in 11th after all of that. And we're going to have to choose. Well, we've got 23 laps,
Our team
24
just
laps to go.
advanced.
We can manage this. I think I completely miscalled the number of laps a few laps ago. And we're back up to 10th. Right, let's go back to our sector times. Don't think we're going to close up to Alonso.
Alfa Romeo.
ERS was quite low. Yeah, it's hard to sort of get your ERS in a decent position to sort of do a full beans lap. But I think whoever said it earlier was right. You need sort of DRS to help you as we go back and forth with Ocon. His tyres are old NAS. We have rinsed through our tyres a little bit. Let's see what we're
That's a
dealing
good
with.
overtake
Oh, we're fine.
from
We're
Alpine.
fine. Okay, let's manage this. What are Alonso's lap times? Well, let's go to the last lap. So Alonso's doing 1:19.5s. We're doing 1:17.1s. What's Alonso? Alonso did have to get past Latifi, and he is right up the back of these two. So this is a sort of a Russell, Magnussen,
Looks like
Alonso.
that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Right, what we're going to have to do, or at least what we're going to have to try and do, is do a classic pull away from Ocon once we get in front of him thing. So let's push with fuel, push on tyres again. Let's get out of the DRS zone. Let's see if we can get up to about 2 seconds, and then if we do that, maybe we can hold it. If not, then we're going to have to be careful. Using DRS saves fuel, that's true. How do I thought the tyre looked a bit dodgy there, but I'm not entirely sure Frontier have modelled getting graining or blisters on the tyre. Maybe they have, and I don't know. Maybe I have. 1.1, 1.2. We're not massively pulling away, are we? And we do need to keep an eye on these tyres. So let's balance that out again. Neutral that out. Well, we're okay. We're okay for tyres. Right. Ferrari 4 seconds now. Good spot. Yeah, they are doing... I mean, considering... Yeah, I mean, here we go. So Sainz is much easier on his tyres than us. And I think by the end of the race, we're going to be pretty similar on how much we've won through our tyres. We're probably both going to the end. I should play Planet Coaster. I've never played Planet Coaster. I think the only coaster management game I've played is Theme Park in like 1997 or 8 or something, around that time. Sainz 2-stop. Do you reckon Sainz will do a 2-stop? I'm not sure. AI don't change their pace settings. They're always on standard. How do you know that? Are they visible anywhere? Or is that just a sort of a guess? Now Sainz changed onto the hard tyres on lap 21. So like what, 7 laps before us? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, 7 lap difference. Pit Bottas if the safety car comes out. Now that's a good question. If the safety car comes out now, this is our current tyre situation. Do we want now? What have we learned? What have we learned from the Dutch Grand Prix? Do we want to be on these tyres, or do we want to be on some tasty soft tyres? The question is, and it's an important question: will the AI react to the safety car? Because if the AI don't react to the safety car, we're going to be 6th after the safety car comes in and have to make up those positions. If the AI do react, then we want to be at the front with the new tyres. But that sort of kind of depends on what you think they're going to do. In real life, pit, in the game, stay out. Don't get hammered. Can Zhou try another fastest lap? Maybe. Where is Zhou right now? He's closing in on Alonso. How quickly is he closing in on Alonso? Not a lot. Yeah, BS Cool Games. They seem to be poor at reacting to safety car. Yeah, we won a race because we reacted to a safety car faster than the AI did. We are generally faster at reacting to incidents like weather and the safety car than the AI. So we need to bear that in mind. And I think we probably want to maintain track position. Let's have a look at Zhou again. Zhou is pulled out a gap to Ocon. Isn't really closing the gap to Alonso. I guess the question I want to ask you now, we've got a big gap on sites now. Do we want to like speed this up a bit? Should we go to 4 times, 8 times? Because I think we're in a kind of null zone. So do we want to like push on? Because I think we're winning this. Do we want to try Bottas fastest lap? Says somebody. I've missed them now. Tie 4 ons. I mean, we're about, what are we on? 60% hards. Yeah, 58% life of hards. I'm not sure we're going to get fastest lap, but if we pull up against some back markers, maybe we can use some DRS. So maybe if we can use Latifi, let's keep an eye on this. We can go fastest lap. What were people thinking about going a bit faster? Speed it up. Speed up a bit. Well, let's speed up a bit. See if we can get Bottas up to Latifi. Now, you can't actually see how many seconds he is behind him now, so let's... he's not going to be in DRS next lap, so maybe the lap after. As we are on lap 58, Zhou is kind of dropping behind Alonso now. All right, Bottas might have misjudged this, because Bottas might even overtake Latifi now. Bottas probably going to overtake Latifi down this thing, isn't he? Okay, let's go fastest lap on old Bottas. Crack it wide open. Deploy, why not? We maybe end up overtaking him in the wrong part of the track. Yep, screwed it. Never mind. Let's drop that down again. It's hard. Anyone got any tips on that? Careful with deploy. Oh, by the way, that camera that they stuck on was it Science at Zandvoort, that kind of had the gyro in it, so it stayed horizontal while the car tipped through the banking. I liked that. That was really good. Harvest lap for Bottas. Yeah, let's harvest Bottas. But you were going to remind me to turn it off again as Verstappen locks up.
Now here we see Max Verstappen. Well, they've locked up. They won't have been happy about that.
That's not going to look good.
No. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Yeah, just to remind everybody when the pit people cheer and moan and all that stuff. Multiple cars crash. Uh-oh. Safety car. This is what we spoke about. This is the moment we discussed. We've now been faced with the safety car.
Safety car.
I'm just going to ignore because it allows me to press buttons. Okay, where are we in terms of positioning? Zhou is... Where is Zhou? He should be around here somewhere. I think Zhou... Oh, Alonso's off. All right, here we go. So let's okay, pit options. Here comes the poll. Pit bot only. Zhou only. Neither. I'm assuming we're going to go for softs, right? We're going for softs. Or both. Now, bear in mind, we don't know if everyone else is going to box. So a lot of this succeeding is dependent. If we box, we need the other cars. We need basically these 4 cars to box. If they don't box, we're going to drop to 5th, and we're going to have to pass every single one of them. Zhou, what shows? This is hard to judge. This is really confusing. So Russell's gone off as well. So we ignore that. Oh God, who knows? Who even knows? In fact, maybe we know. Maybe we could. Right. You vote in the poll while I'm pressing buttons. Like, 13th. But bear in mind that I think two of those cars are... These two cars don't count. So actually that's 11th. So Zhou, we're expected to come out 11th. Bottas, we're expected to come out 5th. Let's have a look at the poll. 42% say both. 38% say Zhou only. So about half of you have voted. Okay. Okay, both. Both it is. Here we go. It is a shorter pit time, but it does take that into account. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. So what is the... So with the pits... Actually, what does it thinks? 4th, not 5th. Okay. So we're pitting. Pitting Bottas is a Ferrari strat. I mean, as Alex says, sorry guys, the mob has spoken. There's a gamble. Now we are stacking, but I think we have enough space to stack. Zhou is here. Hopefully he hasn't crashed, to be honest. Hopefully he hasn't got caught up in this mess. Let's go on board with Zhou. What's he looking at? What can he see around him? And we're off. I'm sorry, we're pitting Bottas. It's a risk. Where's the old replay? Here we go. So, Zhou first. Someone's got a penalty. Magnussen's got a penalty. Alonso's got a penalty. That's good for us. Here we come. Now, some of them aren't pitting. Oh, conserve. Good point. We'll get to that. But here we go. Right, Zhou's in the pits. Here comes Bottas. Hopefully they'll be ready for him as well. It's just us, guys. I think it's just us in the pits. That's it. Take your sweet time. Just ease that tyre on. It's not like we're in the lead, racing for the lead here. All right. Well. Now we've got to fight for position. Unless they pit next lap like a bunch of buffoons. Here we go.
Oh, good.
It's the beauty of democracy, isn't it? It worked before. We're going to have Verstappen breathing down our necks. Let's speed this up and see when the safety car's coming in. See if anyone chooses to pit. I don't think they're going to choose to pit. Here we go. Let's bear in mind. Tyre situation. We are on brand new-ish softs. They are on old hards. So opportunity knocks. Here we go. Safety car going around for another turn. 7 laps to go.
Overtake available.
Thank you. Is it coming in this lap? It's probably coming in this lap. Here we go.
Safety car in this lap.
Copy.
Okay, here we go. If we'd stayed on hards, both Ferraris would be right on us with equal tyres. We'd never hold position. Possibly. Possibly. I mean, we had good pace today.
The safety car is pulling away now.
Safety car's pulling away now. So let's just pause. Let's switch us on to pushity push. Attack. Push. Overtake. You know what? We had some fortunate safety car calls in the past.
All good.
Where the hell are all these back markers? That's the other thing about this game. It doesn't get the back markers out of the way, so we're going to have to just go. Zhou is over here for some reason. Right, come on. Hoof it, Bottas. Up to 2 times. Let's see what we can do. Let's get these back markers out of the way. And you, who's this? Right, now we're fighting. Now we're fighting. I mean, Zhou is just nowhere right now. Okay, we're up to 3rd. Ferrari's ahead. Here we go. Here we go. At the end of this lap, we have 6 laps to go.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
We could push like hell on these tyres, I think. We'll just keep an eye on the fuel. We need to get off this screen, don't we? Okay, this could be the right call. This is looking good so far. We're just going to need to manage ourselves after this. Zhou is... We'll come back to Zhou in a minute. Oh, crap. Bottas ERS. That's fine. We'll He's got enough pace otherwise. Neutralise that. For it. Well... Yeah. Let's deploy him down the back straight. Pitting Zhou might back...
Yes, enabled.
Yep. Fully aware. Becca, I mean... Right, we're going to have DRS down the back straight. Zhou's got the fastest lap, which is great, but I don't think he gets it unless he gets 10th. I don't know if the game will count it. It definitely doesn't count it within the rules, so we're still going to need to get 10th as he closes in on the back of everyone else. Zhou is 8 seconds behind Gasly right now. Here we go, DRS open. Let's go on board. Not on this straight. Leclerc just lost 2 positions. Here we're going round the outside, which becomes the inside.
Okay, Valtteri.
Guys, you made the right call. You made the right call.
Well done.
It looked scary for a second, but our tyres were just too
Now let's watch
good.
the Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
Doubly DRSing past Leclerc and then around the outside of Sainz.
And there they go, moving up a position in the pack. Back in the garage, the team absolutely loved it.
This is you guys. Superb. Right, let's dial it down. Let's dial it back a little. Let's keep an eye on this fuel. Right. Another fastest lap for Zhou. I'm going to switch over to Zhou now, but I just need you guys just to focus on... I'm going to keep an eye on this gap. Just... Is this Gasly ahead of us? No, it's not Gasly ahead of us. How long until we get to Gasly? Let's go to this view for a minute. It's hard to tell, isn't it? So these are the back markers. So Gasly is all the way up here. Okay, cool. Just check on... Oh, we got low. Let's just keep pushing. Pfft, forget it. The only thing we need to worry about is temperatures.
Copy.
Another crash. Let's not box this time. Another safety car. Right, let's dial this all back again. Right, no, let's not box now, okay?
It's chaos on the track. Let's take a closer look. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
No more boxing. No more boxing. Oh!
That's the contact there. Oh, there's chaos on the track.
No more boxing. Let's just wind this all back. Unfortunately, those cars were not in front of us, I don't think. So this will bring Zhou right back into the mix. So let's wind this forward. Zhou's back in the train. He can use his soft tyres to hoof it past everybody. Anyone else pitting? Nope. Zhou, get yourself up there. Zhou, catch the train. Okay, we're in the train now. We're in the train. One more.
Last lap.
Ah, shit. We're finishing behind the safety car.
Copy.
We're finishing behind the safety car. This is lap 70. Is it 70 or 71? This is it. Yeah, we're just gonna finish behind this. That's it. I think that's all we got.
Safety car in this lap, safety car in.
I mean, sure.
Copy.
Oh, I didn't move map deploy like a buffoon. Just make sure we don't. I mean, we can't be overtaken, but that's a shame, really. That is a shame.
You can use overtake.
Probably shouldn't have pit Joe in hindsight, but I think at the time it was the right call for Joe.
Car in.
I just because he needed to pit. No, he didn't need to pit, but he. There we go.
That's the check.
But we're ignoring that we got a win. We got a win. As we look over, we're looking at the wrong driver. Look at this guy. 3rd win of the season. 2nd win in a row. We should enjoy that.
What a phenomenal job Valtteri Bottas did today.
GG's in the chat. Right, enjoy Bottas animation. I'm going to just get a drink top up. And then we're going to go into the between race fiddling about before we do our...
What a beautiful sight that is on the podium.
before we do Britain.
A true crowning
Very different
achievement
track.
for everyone
Lots of
involved.
high-speed corners. Maybe we can fudge our way into a win there. We nearly dropped it, didn't we? We nearly lost this one. Thank God the soft tire option was...
And this man certainly isn't finished with F1.
Dark in here, isn't it?
Proving he still has plenty to fight for in this sport.
It's, one sec.
But there we see the 3 drivers with the biggest haul of points. And of course, the silverware to boot.
Oh no, sexy,
Good
sexy
outcome
in the
for
chat.
Alfa Romeo today. The team have got to be pleased with this performance.
You can see that the team runs like a well-oiled machine. Everything was
Sexy in the
precise
chat. I
and
got rid
on
of them, I
point
think.
This weekend.
That's right, and they finished the race weekend in 3rd place in the constructor standings.
For the next round, we're
There
heading
you
back
go.
to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone.
Hold your horses. Right. Right. Let's check out how we're sitting in the title now. Somehow, we are 1 point behind Perez. We are 13 points behind Verstappen. I mean, we are within 1 win of leading this championship. Obviously, these guys would all need to like not finish, but goodness me. Now, Guan Yu Zhou is 102 points behind his teammate, so that's something to think about. Yeah, no one got fastest. Yeah, we need to look at our sponsor results. In the constructors, we are. Oh god, I'm dropping it. So I'm celebrating with a where's the thing? A tiny Peppa Pig cupcake, which yes, Luke and Emily, I've seen you in the chat. We're still going with. I know you brought them here on Wednesday, but it's taken a while to eat all the sweet things. It's probably still good. It's been in the fridge. Okay. This is too dark. I feel like I'm in complete darkness now. Let's crank it up to tropical twilight. There we go. Move the chat. Thank you, chat. Well done. There you go. You can go over there. Right. What are we doing now, apart from getting Bottas into the World Championship? This is the story we're curating now. We are curating the story that Bottas, dumped by Mercedes, moves to Alfa Romeo, and then gets the title. Whoops. Okay, we're back at base. Silverstone coming up. Important emails to read. Oh, they're like, let's look at David Beckman. Yeah, we should do more scouting, actually. Like, we may as well just use the scouts if they're not busy. He's not as good as some of the other guys we've been looking at. Spend, show, development points. Good point. Thank you. These are the kind of things you need to be telling me to do. Where shall we put it? I think just put him into pure, I think pure pace, actually. I know we did a bit of this stuff, but I think let's... Boom, he's up to 80. Let's get him faster. And then we won't have to, like, be worried about him in qualifying and send him out when there's not enough time left. What a blunder. Good morning, Stuart. Alessandro Cinelli. Cinelli? I think they're ready to improve their skills. You provide them with development focus so we can channel this expert. Right, okay. I haven't been doing this. I should look into our staff. Where do we want Alessandro to develop? What's he? High-speed downforce? I think that's key. Let's just whack it all on here. Especially with things like Silverstone, Spa, other places coming up. Anyone else we can develop? Jan. Oh, Charles. Charles, you shouldn't have. This is very naughty, Charles. But thank you so much. But good lord. I could put that money towards the design centre. Which Nikita is very keen we look at. Okay, I'll be looking at the facilities in just a second. I think front wing needs some focus. Front wing gives us a lot of race engineer. Nothing for him. Engineering team. Do we need to? No, we're fine. Right. Scouting team. They're fine. Okay. Do we want to be scouting some drivers? Let's just have a look at some of the goodies. Yeah, let's do it this way around. Let's look at... Well, who's a free agent that we haven't scouted? These are all shit. F2. These should be going that way. Oh, I see. Okay, we can only do one or the other. Who's looking good in F2 that we haven't scouted? Vesti? Should we do a little... we'll do a standard scouting on Vesti. And then we'll do a... We've scouted Sargent. Vershaw, we haven't started. Where's old what's his? Have we done Drogovic? Can anyone see Drogovic? Let's just filter down to F2. My goodness me. Let's not. He's only rated a 69. I guess they haven't seen his... we've done Logan Sargent. We could do Daruvula. We could do Duen. Vershaw. Vips. Porsche, we've done anyone. Logan, we've done Logan. We've done him before. We're looking at people to scout. So we've scouted some of these people. Let's do Daruvula. Some people are saying Daruvula. There we go. So we'll do a standard scouting on him. We'll see what he's like. Cool. We got some important emails, but we are going to look at our facilities very quickly. Don't want to run too late. Canada good. ATR period ending soon. Goes to car parts development. We can't really do anything over here because we're busy doing stuff. Congratulations. Good. He's doing well. Right, right. Can you scout from Formulary? That's a good question. Can we scout from Formulary? I mean, we can't now because we've got no... No, we cannot. Well, the Formulary isn't an official feeder series, so maybe they're not thinking that broadly. In the same way that IndyCar is an official feeder series. That seems to be a point of contention this week. Okay, how much money we got? We've got 30 million, and we're making money every race because we're doing well. Don't forget to use those ATR hours. Now, Nikita. Design Center, right? That's what you wanted? Oh, how are we feeling about Design Center? The upgrade would increase our project capacity. We do need that. We are getting a little bit... What do we do to increase our engineer capacity? CFD is really good. Staff center. Okay, I might do two things. 84 days. Factory. So factory allows us to take on more projects and develop faster. That's pretty good, actually. All right, poll time. Factory or design center, or both, I guess. There you go. While I have a little look around. Suspension simulators. Seems to be a little bit less exciting, doesn't it? CFD simulator. Nikita's very keen on the design center, guys. So, Team Hub, what does that give us? Okay, ups our experience of the... That's pretty cheap. I might just do that. What's 1.5 million on our people? Scouting, less bothered by. Race simulator. We're up to level 3. We're fine with that. People are saying both. What is the cost of that? 7 plus, what was it, 11? 18 million. Evil people going for both. What are people actually saying? We've got to go all in, got to push. Fine. Fine, it's not my money. It's their money. Let's have one of those. This should be good. This should get us through the summer break, I think, and then we should be able to start like doing some great stuff in the second half of the season. Was I do the right things? There we go. Down to 10 million, so let's stop spending money on stuff. I mean, this is thinking a little bit about Season 2, and will we still be going on these streams in Season 2? Let's make it through Season 1 first. Let's be working on this Bottas glory story. Okay. We have got low stock on the underfloors. So should we make some more? How many have we got? Do we? And we have low stock on the... Yeah, that's for both things. Do we? Let's have a look at the underfloor. So we have... How many of these we got? We got 2 of those. We got 4 of those. Yeah, I guess we've only got 2 of the new ones, but do we want to of the... I mean, I think we're already in the middle of actually, like, building stuff. What am I drinking? Pepsi. Unless you mean I've lost my mind. What am I drinking? I guess we could manufacture some of those new underfloors. Are we... Hang on. What's our ongoing... Now we're researching underfloors. Now researching underfloors is for next year? Okay, either way, sorry, I'm getting lost in this. This is the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to manufacture those underfloors. I'm going to believe that what he's saying is correct. And we just need one dodgy crash and we'll be back to the old underfloors and we're doing so. Oh no, 69mega.com, not welcome here. But thanks for joining. Okay, on we go. Hooray! New suspension on one car, I think. Oh no, we actually accidentally manufactured some spares, so we don't need to worry about those. Important email. ATR period events here. We can manufacture things, but we haven't got anything to manufacture. Aiden, what do you mean by friendly reminder to like and copy link? What does that mean? What do you mean by like the link? I say this as a really established YouTuber who knows what you're talking about, but tell everyone else what you mean. Zhou Guanyu. I want to keep him. I mean, we're doing a lot of scouting, which might be unnerving him, but something to think about after Silverstone. ERS in poor condition. Yeah, I know we're suffering. We'll deal with that. Scouting complete. Let's have a little look. Versus Zhou Guanyu. He's actually not... He's like 6 points behind him. Zhou Guanyu's still better, though. Back to this. What's the quick way of going back to the emails? And Vesti. Also okay. Zhou Guanyu's still better. Zhou is now down to average, though, on development. So, on growth potential. Sorry, Aiden. Aiden says, copying the link is easy engagement for your channel. Okay. Wait, so YouTube knows if you've copied the link? YouTube records that? And counts that as engagement? That's wild. Is that true? All right, we'll deal with Zhou next time. Prep for the British Grand Prix. Confidence. High confidence in us. We're having a board review in 1 month, so maybe that'll happen next stream. Financial report. Money in it. Perfect. And what else? Braking could be improved. So that's a suspension thing, isn't it, really? All right. Performance targets for the British Grand Prix, where we're expecting high speed and top speed to be a key. Cool. Thanks, Aiden, for sharing the secrets of engagement. Something I've really not busied myself with in all my time of doing YouTube stuff. Okay. So let's have a look. Whoa, I've already fluffed this. So we want 1 car to reach Q2. We want 2 cars to get 10th, or to get in the points, essentially. And we've got our streaks to continue with. So let's go on to qualifying target. How many cars do we want to reach Q2? What is that? 3. Reach Q3. 1 or 2. So this is the difference between 117 grand or 234 grand. Bear in mind, Zhou, I don't think has got into Q2 in the last Q3 in the last 2 races. Partly because of his pace, partly because of a bit of mismanagement. I'm not pointing fingers. But yeah. So we're saying 1. Wise choice. Qualifying position. Let's get 2 drivers. 2 drivers. I can't spell. And let's start with 10th and work our way down to 14th. I don't know why I didn't put 11th, but apparently that's what I've typed. quick poll on that. 10th to 14th is the difference between 162 and 234,000. I'm going to try and keep these polls quite quick. So you're saying 12th? 12th it is. Confirm. Right, quick poll on what is this? Fastest lap or not? I'm going to say we've got quite a few fastest laps. I just don't think we can guarantee it. I think we've been fortunate. What else do people say? I'm not going to tick that. And I think that's it. I think we can go to the British Grand Prix. I'm going to skip past whatever Crofty says. So if the rules change next year, be sure to start early on that car with development. It can give you a huge boost.
We're here in legendary Silverstone, where the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix.
Thank you, Crofty. I'll take it from here. Now, first things first, car parts. Let's make sure Bottas has got the crap engine for practice. Perfect. And the crap ERS. Lovely. And the crap gearbox. Because we need the nice ones for the actual good sessions. Same over here. Again, both our engines are bollocks, so we may as well just... Yeah, I don't know how we managed to manage Joe in such a different way. May as well stick with this one. ERS, keep it on that one. Gearbox, shove them on the NAF one. We're going to change all these back on Saturday. This is when you remind me, you have to come back in. Which side are you on? You're over here now. You remind me to change everything on Saturday. In terms of runs, let's do 20 laps. Apparently, any more than that is pointless. According to you guys, I just believe what you tell me. And it's expected to be dry. Okay, cool. Still can't be asked to do practice live. I think we'll never be finished. So in case you didn't hear me earlier, I've got a friend staying with me this week and she should be coming back at some point. And I'm going to try not to overlap too hard with that time. So let's keep ploughing on. We are 1.5 hours through this stream. 6th for Bottas. 13th for Guan Yu. That's about normal. Setup, not as confident as they can be. Got a little bit of light rain tomorrow. Keep that in mind. Bearing in mind they're on crap engines as well. Okay, blah, 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 blah. What are we doing here? Bad, 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 and bad. Cool. Let's wind that back in. Oversteer. It's not gonna... I don't like it. Don't like it. I don't feel good about doing that, but let's see what they say. Okay, great. Good start. Now let's continue reading. Bad. Yeah, bad, 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 bad. Okay. Again, we're going to have to crank some of this up. Let's see where we are. Bad, bad, bad. Sort the straights first. So let's double check we're doing straight. Yeah, okay. Straight and high speed corners is what we want. Let's do another 19 laps. 18 laps. Mix it up. Keep it fruity. Ah! Simulate. Setup and practice are going to make or break this race. Perhaps. But perhaps not. 5th and 11th. So we're moving up. We're moving on up. Just wait till we shove those new engine parts in.
Thank you for joining us here today. Once practice is over, qualifying will be
It's a
underway,
little bit
and then the
drippy.
fight for pole begins.
It's a little bit. A little bit rainy out there. We're on the inters. So car setup is like, whatever. Okay, let's make sure we've got the straights fine. Now, braking stability we can improve with a bit of... we can't do with that. That's where we fiddle with the... Oh, shit. I don't want to move the... I mean, braking stability... I'm going to try and move it towards... But I don't want to move it towards the thing too much. I'm moving other stuff out. Yeah. Oh, Dorothy, thank you so much. Thank you. I nearly missed that by not looking. I need to have a thing... I'm going to need to talk to someone who streams more, like where the super chats are still visible once they're off the thing. I know Sean has them all somewhere and gets them, and I've seen other people do it. I haven't missed any, have I? By looking at my screen and not looking over here, I hope. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, we do need to replace our components as well. Good, good, bad. I'm willing to leave it, to be honest. I don't really know how bad. Right, let's stick the good shit back in. You know, we could stick the really good engine in, seeing as it's a power track. You have a look. I'll think about that. Stick that in there. He loves changing gears, does Bottas, so let's give him a good gearbox. Car parts, engine. Look at these crap. Right, this one we're going to new engine on this, but I'm looking to the day when we have to change everything. Oh God! Click on the right thing, Stuart. My goodness me. Gearbox, a good gearbox. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I could put it in after Q3, but let's give him a fighting chance. Let's go. Yeah, I normally change it just before Q3, partly so that I make sure I definitely have changed it. Give me an argument. Okay. Shows 14th, but it is wet. Penalties all over the place. What is happening here? Setup confidence getting there. All right. Let's see if we have to do any more faffing. Here we go. This looks good. I'm not going to touch this because I wouldn't even know where to begin. That seems good. I mean, we can't tell what the weather's going to be like, no, we just got this as a... There's no actual forecast like we have in the middle of the race, do we? Okay. Let's just have a little... That's going to wind us out a little bit, so then we're going to need to do a little bit of this. And now the straights are out of whack. And I don't want to do that too much. Let's... and then let's... Oh my God. Oh God, I really need to wind this. Let's go back. Let's go back to the start. Copy and paste Bottas setup on Zhou. I think that'll work. Santanino, I'm hearing you on the anti-roll. But anti-roll only does you so much because it starts pushing everything else out, and I just don't want to like faff too hard. And then a little bit of... Okay, screw it. Screw it, we're going to qualifying. All the parts are on the car. Let's go.
Ready to check?
Ready to check.
Okay, dry. So that's fine. Let's just get them out there. It's fine. Off you go. Yeah, I think Joe's going to struggle, but we'll do what we can. Oh, this was not what I meant to do at all. Bottas versus Joe 11th. Well, let's give Joe a chance. First runs, off we go. Joe managed to catch Alonso and Latifi, so that's great. Well, oh, but he's close enough to Bottas. Okay, this is where the question becomes: do we put in second runs? Have we got all this lot to go yet? Actually, track
Who's
temperature's
running wide
pretty
there?
low. Schumacher runs wide. Let's go down to 2 times. Let's just have a look, see where we are. Okay. Ben Dragon, they were asking a question about Canada results since I had to step out, not predicting this race. Okay, right. Sorry, I understand. I thought you guys were calling Joe washed in this session. Verstappen really got caught out by the yellow flag, I think. Okay, so we're 6th and 7th. Here we go. Question again. Second run. Bot. Joe. None. Both. I'm going to ask you that. I'm going to keep the clock running at 1 time, so you're going to have a limited amount of time to get yourself sorted. I think we're fine. But I thought we were fine before and we got absolutely... every word I think of is a swear word, so just, you know... bad. It was bad. I'm going to run them both on the same tyres, on the scrub tyres. I'm not going to use a new set of tyres. What are we thinking? Got almost 200 votes and none is the runaway winner. None it is. We run it to the end. Whee! Here come the second run, people. I'm sure this is fine. I'm sure this is fine. Yep, thank you. This seems fine. Looking at sector times. 10th for Joe, 11th. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. You guys are right. It's true there is no reason not to send them on the scrub tyres. That's a good point. Maybe we should just do that anyway. Unless they crash. Oh my god, the confidence has plummeted. Well, we reap what we sow, do we not? Q2, and away we go.
Radio check, radio check.
Weather check. Again, staying dry. I think we're fine. I think just Q3 was the problem child. How are we feeling about the chat being here instead of up here, by the way? Because I forgot to change it to move it over here. Yep, we're going out. We're going out. Don't you worry. We're going out. It's worse. It's better. It's worse. It's better. Better. It does cover up this thing, though. Top left. Yeah, it does clash with this panel. There you go. Oh, let's have both. Okay, double check on the weather. Weather is fine. Let's keep going. Let's let everyone do their first runs. Till we get to about 5 minutes, and then we can start figuring out what we want to do with our lives. I quite like sending them out when they got a little bit of space. I'm not going to lie. So Zhou's on the bubble, so he definitely needs another lap. We don't have new softs available. We gave these ones back. So we're going to stick with these tyres. And now we're into this. This is interesting, isn't it? The expected traffic is no one. Is it something... Is something we don't know? Why is there no traffic expected? Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to go out with about 2.5 minutes. I think. Actually, let's just quickly reconfigure this. Yep. Bottas, maybe. They're going out. See, they're going out. Or some of them are going out. All right. You can go out. Bottas. I think Bottas is going to be okay, but let's do him anyway. Off we go. Here comes old Zhou. He's missed everyone pulling out in front of him. That's why they're really not coming out, are they? And they're doing PBs. Well, we didn't need to go out, but we did do better. Why didn't they go out? That's the question. But rain didn't come, did it? Maybe they're getting penalties. Okay, we're running a bit low on the old tyre roonies. We're both into Q3. That's perfect. Off we go. Whew. Okay, well, we're definitely expecting traffic at the end here. Let's have a look at the rain forecast. Again, dry to the end. Big old hump here, so let's get them. Let's get them straight out.
Radio check.
Radio check.
This is where it counts. So we're going to be on new tyres. And maybe do another set on new tyres at the end, depending on how well this goes. Oh, that's bad. Hopefully Bottas wasn't caught out for Verstappen down the Wellington Straight. Not too bad. 128.6. We're faster than the Ferraris at the moment somehow. We got in the way of the Red Bulls. Looks like Red Bulls are fastest here. Oh, let's slow this. Let's slow this down. Right. I think we're going to be among this end team. So let's... Yeah, this is our best tyre, isn't it? Yeah, these are our best tyres. Go during the gap. Where's Russell? Russell was knocked out. Do you want to go out now, please? Rain chance? There's no chance of rain. Zero chance of rain. But I think we send Zhou out now to be safe. And then Bottas will play a little bit. Maybe get him out at the end of that traffic. We'll see when they start coming out. And now. There we go. Nice spot there. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of a slipstream from somebody. Someone's calling me, but I don't know who it is. Okay, Zhou 6th, improved, but not in position. Zhou 7th, Zhou 8th, Zhou 9th. Yeah, we're not doing great, are we? Okay, 9th is all right. Okay, the Ferraris actually pulled something out there. The game doesn't have slipstream at the moment. Interesting. Interesting. Although it does have slipstream in the effect of fuel load. Hang on. Right, while this is going, I just need to check something. Whose message?
Welcome to
I got a
race day.
voicemail
And
message.
before we get
Sure.
down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Alfa Romeo managed to meet
Okay, can't see that.
expectations during qualifying.
Again, just checking to see
And
if my
if they
friend
can
is coming
keep this
back.
up, they
No note yet. Off to see an an immersive play.
As the sun
I didn't.
continues to shine,
Oh my god, I didn't click on anything. What have I done?
anticipation is
Oh
high,
my god, I haven't
and
clicked
the
on any
drivers
strategies, but
are
that's fine.
ready
I can
for
do that
this.
now. I can
The
do that now.
British
Hang on.
Grand Prix.
This is what happens when I'm looking at the
And
wrong
it's
thing.
lights out, and away we go.
Okay, guys. So these are the tyres we're starting on. Let's adjust where we go from here. Stop effing me, Abanaf. Unbelievable. Right. So apparently we're on no strategy. I mean, that's too many stops. So the question is, can we do anything but this strategy? Really? We could do... I don't think we could do medium, medium, soft, but let's have a see what that looks like. Or if we did medium, medium, soft... I mean, look, that's no point in doing that. Medium hard then? We could do medium soft soft, but that would be pretty dire. I go medium soft soft will work. It's just so many stops, isn't it? And the pit lane here is pretty slow. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm thinking, and I'm not even going to poll this. I'm going to say we do this strategy on both cars, and then if we need to change it, we'll talk about it then. Okay? We all good? Let's pretend we did this on purpose. So I think, yeah, we just do this. This is the sensible starting strategy, considering we started on mediums, because I just started clicking through things because I was looking at my phone because I've been thinking about too many things at once. This is all we got to work with. Sometimes you get thrown things and you have to deal with it. Anyway, let's deal with what we've got. Bottas in 5th. Zhou in 8th. Benefiting from penalties. I don't think I can reload the autosave. I wouldn't even be able to tell you where the autosave was. I just wouldn't trust it. So let's just go. As in life, things happen. You got to react. And we react better than Ferrari. I don't know why you guys put up with me. Anyway, off we go. Let's get them.
Understood.
And these early laps are where we're going to work out exactly where we are pace-wise compared to other people. Zhou's already down to 9th. Back up to 8th. So Zhou's back here, minding his own business. Bottas. Already looking backwards, actually. On our old friend Magnussen. What tyres is everyone else on? So it's a big medium fest. Some people are on the alternate strategy of starting on the hards. Just the McLarens. And Latifi. Leclerc's at the back. Zhou back down to 9th. Right, let's crank this up. I think this is going to be a bit of a fuel burner.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Thank God, Zhou's already over Schumacher. Right, now it looks like we're all over the back of Hamilton. I'm going to need to check in on how we're doing on our tyres soon, but let's just push while we can. First lap down. Second lap. Maybe we can get Hamilton down the Wellington Straight, which is now. No, we suck at the whatever corner this is. Is it the loop? Is it farm? Right, let's turn this down. We can't do this forever. Actually, we're doing okay on the fuel for there. This is what we need to worry about. I remember buttons to press. Okay, Ferraris and Red Bull pulling away. Well, Ferrari, Leclerc's at the back. Now we're... God, we suck at these medium sort of corners. But then we push it all back again. This is really interesting.
DRS enabled.
Right, now we've got DRS. Maybe we can have a little look at this. But look, we lose time. We're fine. We're close. And then we're going to lose time here. Yeah, look at us struggling out of there. Oh, no, we're all right. We're all right. Here we go. Classic. Let's
Looks like that was a
mind the
position
fuel.
gain
Let's have a look at
for
what Joe's
Alfa
up to.
Romeo.
I think Bottas is going to be under threat in a minute. Well, maybe Bottas can pull up to Magnussen and start bothering our rivals from behind, because he's going pretty fast. Okay, feeling confident. Zhou fueled on tyres, turns roll down. Yep, it's cool. I was over Zhou. I got it. As Zhou actually looking to have some pace on race day. Okay. We could pull something out of this as Hamilton harasses the hell out of Bottas. Back to Zhou. Got to worry about Ocon behind us. Back to Bottas. I feel like an Old Spice advert. Back to me. Your driver is now diamonds. Bot fuel. Thank you. Thank you. This is what you guys are here for. Wait, where are you now? You're up here now. This is what you guys are here for.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
Okay, can we close the gap up to Hamilton and add Bottas, I guess? Now, we could tell Bottas to hold Hamilton up and allow Zhou to... Well, never mind. No sooner had the words left my mouth than the option left the field of play.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Yeah, Bottas fuel, but that's fine. We'll get that back. We'll get that back. We've got loads of laps to get that back. I'm not worried about that just yet. Now, I'm aware I said that about Zhou in Imola. Oh, hello. There's a lot going on back here. But we do have a lot of laps. Okay, so I think... Oh, hello. There's a yellow flag. I think we're fine.
I think someone's run wide. Let's take a look at the replay.
I don't think we want to be holding up Hamilton just yet, because I just think he's too fast for us to play around,
They're
play games
both
with.
wide, and they won't be happy at all about that.
Fun fact, I watched the British Grand Prix from Canada.
Big blow to the team.
I don't know how fun that fact really is, to be honest. But I watched it in a house full of people who don't watch Formula 1, and they sort of started entering the room in the last 10 laps when everything went chaotic, and I think they had a lovely time.
Position gained for Mercedes.
All right, Bottas and Hamilton having a little bit of a ding and a dong in terms of battles. Okay, what are you guys saying? ERS low on Bottas. Yeah, I'm hoping he can kind of just charge it back up again, but I kind of don't want to put it on harvest just yet because he sort of needs it, what he's got. I didn't watch the Canadian Grand Prix from Britain. I watched Canadian Grand Prix from Canada, but I watched it from the other side of Canada. I mean, I watched it from the track. I was at the track. Yeah, I imagine a lot of you were in. Quite a few. You might have actually been at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, which was a good one. Let's see if we can make it a good one here today. I don't think we'll be fighting for the win. Zhou. Is he making headway? 3.67, 3.7. It's going to ebb and flow a little bit. What do we want to do with Zhou here? He's not having as much problem keeping Magnussen behind as we are keeping Hamilton behind.
Let's see what happened there.
Don't fight Hamilton. Undercut on Hamilton. Just follow Hamilton. So, lots of opinions on what we should do with Hamilton. Harvest on the back of Hamilton. Okay, well, when we're on the back of Hamilton, maybe we will do that. let's go back here. Can we... We're quite fast compared to Hamilton in like this... I'm trying to think, when are we fast compared to Hamilton that we could faff about with holding him up without worrying about him pulling past us? God, this ERS is suffering, isn't it? As Hamilton gets past us again. All right, let's do a little bit of harvesting. We can catch him back up again in a minute. Zhou is...
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
not gaining on us. He's sort of falling behind a bit. Let's see. Oh, we got yellow flag. Just a yellow flag.
Someone's run wide.
Running through our tyres harder than anyone
Now
else.
look at this.
Classic.
Pierre Gasly. They go wide right off the racing line. And that was a bitter blow for the team.
Okay. I'll wait till this bar is fully harvested, then I'll turn it down again. Maybe the same with Zhou, actually. Just get that battery up a little bit more. Jonathan finished season 1 as Williams, got a grand total of 2 points. Well, you've got to start somewhere, Jonathan. Right, how are we going to manage this race? I think the top 3 have gone, essentially, unless we could pull off a safety car masterstroke. Weather-wise, we're not expecting rain, so we can't pull that out of our bag. So we're going to have to focus on getting past Hamilton, pulling out the DRS zone, maybe undercutting him, although our undercut availability is marginal. You won't win head-to-head against Ham. He's too good on the tyres. Hey, we have won head-to-head against Ham before. Ham knows fully well our abilities. Look, if you go to HamCam, look how much he's shaking in the cockpit. That is a man that knows we're on his tail and won't let up for the next 43 laps. So bear that in mind. Let's see. What are we going to do from here? So we're probably going to take the lead again anytime soon. Our ERS is back to a respectable position. Let's have a look at Zhou. See if we can do a little bit of harvest on him. Get him back so he's sort of hovering around 60 to 80 through the majority of the lap. That would be nicer. Yeah, we are burning through tyres more than other people, but I think we tend to run them longer anyway. You know, we seem to just be having a nicer time on the tyres. Again, we're running as expected. Our degradation is going fine. We're not burning the tyres up. Is Hamilton actually shaking or is that porpoising? No, he's shaking. That's fear. That is a fear response. I know he's an old hand. I know he got 7 world championships under his belt, but this is Bottas at least 7.0. If Ham undercuts, Zhou can hold him. That's a good point. That's a good point. We've got a sort of rear gunner situation here. We sort of need to bring... Let's turn this off. We need to sort of bring Zhou into play. He's not closing in as Hamilton.
Alfa Romeo.
He's like about half a second behind us every lap. Although I don't think that's entirely accurate, to be honest, because he's not dropping us about. Fuel warning. I mean, on who? We're fine on fuel. We could probably push Bottas a little bit. Let's see if we can...
Mercedes moved up a place.
Let's see if we can overtake Hamilton and push out a little bit. Right, how are we going to do that? We need to pick our moment. Let's do a little bit of a harvest. I know we've only got a little bit of harvesting left this lap, but we are about to do another lap. So let's keep it on harvest. And then start closing up to Hamilton and then push like Billio, I say. He had 4 extra laps of fuel in his car and now he's got none. From doing the harvest. Incredible. Let's do a bit of harvesting on Zhou as well. Sector 2, yellow flag. Someone's done something or other. We're in Sector 2.
Is that a lockup? Let's have a look. Right, watch this.
Bottas is being a bit of a
There's
Rosberg on Lewis's side.
Well, they've lost it.
Rosberg was
They've
never on
locked
Lewis's
up.
side. Right, here we go. We are past. We're going to do a bit of push. It's going to cost us a bit of fuel. But we'll get it back. But let's work on pulling out a gap.
Romeo just moved up a
If we
place.
can't pull out a gap, then we're just going to have to deal with an angry Hamilton. Now you're going to get a little bit worried because this fuel is going to drop down a few laps. But I think it'll be worth it if we can extend this interval to like 1.5 seconds maybe a little bit more. Just stop Hamilton from DRSing us back.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Oh, Zhou has lost position because he's harvesting, I guess, and I forgot to turn it off. Okay, let's neutralize that again. In fact, let's harvest while we go through here. That's great. Up to 1.5. How are we doing on tyres? We're okay. We can handle it. Fastest lap of the race. Probably isn't going to be the final fastest lap of the race. So we're just going to eke it out a little bit more if we can. Let's do a little bit more harvesting in the braking zones. Actually, there's not a lot that can be done in those braking zones. Round we go.
A position gained for Alfa
And
Romeo.
Zhou's back, but we'll focus on him in a minute. We'll go back. Okay, cool. Let's widen that back a bit. Tyres seem fine. We pushed them just a little bit more than ideal, but that's fine. That's fine. That'll be fine for us. Right. So we're 2 seconds ahead of Hamilton. Let's see if he closes that back in. Zhou, meanwhile. Let's see if we can do the same for him. Let's deploy, push, attack. See if we can pull out a bit of a gap now. And if we push, maybe Magnussen and Ocon will fight each other and we'll be able to peg a little bit of a gap. 0.8 of a second. Not quite 0.9 of a second. There we go. While that's happening, we are moving towards our pit window, which opens in 1, 2, 3, 4 laps time, but it's probably going to be about 7 laps until we want to pit. We don't want to double stack them. As Magnussen comes in, I'm going to have a little look at what they're doing at the moment, but that's interesting. Everybody's on the hard tyres. I mean, everybody's on the medium tyres to start, apart from those select few on the hards. Let's keep it going. Okay, we pulled out a 2-second window, so
No
let's
overtaking.
Copy.
neutralize that. Let's do a little bit of harvesting this lap. You two need to do a bit of harvesting. Let's just keep an eye on. So what I'm keeping an eye on here while I harvest is this yellow bar. Once it's full, we can't do any more harvesting during the lap, so there's no point in. Okay, so that's full, so let's go back to neutral. That's full, so let's go. Well, he locked up. Well, he locked up. Did he not?
Keep focus.
Copy.
Okay. Well, it's going to happen.
See you later.
Let's stop harvesting.
Alpine just advanced.
Yep. Ocon overtook Zhou.
More
Okay.
charge,
All right.
please.
We're going to have. He's a junior driver. We're going to have to deal with a few more mistakes than some of the other ones. As we've lost position to Sainz, who was already pitted and done the fastest lap. I think he's already pitted. Yep.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
And for some reason, I'm looking at Sainz now instead of Zhou. Russell's behind us. Has he stopped as well? No, Russell just had a bad qualifying. Okay. Things are going a little bit trickier for Zhou than we planned. Harvest mode will limit how much you deploy on that lap, regardless of how much you've harvested. Yeah. But it's nice to get the battery a little bit fuller, as now we're defending from Russell. Arrgh! Let's have a look at tyre view. So yes, Carlos, I mean, might be trying to make a 2-stop work. I'd be very surprised. It's very early to stop for hards, but then again, he's making his hards work better than we are. They are going to 2-stop. I'm not convinced they are. I just think they're better on their tyres. So I think we're just going to go, we're going to stick with the plan. Now, we don't want to pit both of our cars on the same lap because they are together. So here we are. Bottas has just entered lap, or just finished lap 21. So we're now within our window. We need to keep an eye on, I think Zhou might need to stop a lap earlier. Push Zhou, then pit him early, says Graham the Goat. 2-stop for Bottas. Medium, medium, soft. I think that will completely ruin us. In fact, let's just observe the pit delta. 22 seconds. Not horrendous, but not great. Okay. No sign that I'm going to be joined by my friend anytime soon. 35 laps on hard would be an interesting call. Yeah, but they were... Let's have a little look at, say, Leclerc's pitted as well, hasn't he? Well, let's have a look at the Red Bull. Oh, who hasn't pitted? Okay, so Russell and Gasly and Hamilton are all about 10% better on wear than us on the mediums over the first 20 laps. So that's quite significant, which means they can go longer on the hards if they want to. They can do that undercut maneuver. We have to take these tyres a little bit further to make this one-stop work. I haven't pitted Bot. I just looked into his window. It's all right. We're staying out. I didn't pit Bot. Bot is not coming in. He's not coming in. He is in the lead, though. 2.4 seconds ahead of Bottas. Ahead of Hamilton. What are we going to do with him? Again, 22 seconds back. Brings him out behind Russell, who needs to stop. Zhou, who needs to stop. These two need to stop. But no, don't they do anymore, do they? No. So one... Yeah, so we're actually going to be about Net's 5th. We'll see. What about the triple soft strategy? Well, that is not doable in so many ways. I don't even think we have 3 softs to play with. Right, what are we doing here? So after we finish that lap is when they're going to say, you should pit this lap. But I think we should. I think we need to pit one of our drivers this lap. And I think it probably should... Well, let's ask. Okay, so at the end of lap 25. So not this lap, but the lap after, we need to pit one of our guys. So who are we going to pit first? Pit first, Bot or Zhou? We're not going to double stack. We're not going to double stack, but we are going to need to... I'm not double stacking. Okay, we're down to 1 times. So we're going to pit Zhou first. So we're going to pit... So let's push Bottas. And then let's push Zhou. You haven't really got much ERS to play with. Okay, that's fine. We're going to switch you onto the hards. Pit this lap. Okay.
Push, push.
Copy.
Let's see what we can do. To end this poll. Leader. I do have the gap to double stack. I do have the gap to double stack. Yeah, maybe I should, because the tyres are going to be a bit funky on Bottas if I don't. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Don't worry. I didn't ask it in the poll, but I think it's the right call. So let's start with Bottas. who may as well deploy. I mean, we're going to be knackered on ERS at some point, but let's see. Right, here we go. Here we go. Overlord the 7th. If you want to watch the VODs of the streams that you missed, there's a playlist in the link. There's a link to the playlist in the description of these videos. Who else is in? Hamilton is also in the pits.
Joe Pele.
Copy, Joe.
Here we go. Long old pit stop. That's it. Easy with the tyres. No rush. No rush. Leisurely. Well, let's see if Bottas comes out first. We are here. Can't see. It looks like it's 4th. Zhou. Okay, 7th, 8th, 9th. Where was Zhou? 7th or something? It was hard to say actually because he was a bit out of sync with a few people. Okay, both in the top 10. I think that's good. Let's wind this down a little bit. We might need to do some harvesting at some point to get our battery back to a reasonable position. Okay, happy with that? Are we happy? We do need to improve the pits. We are working on it. They are training on tyres at the moment. I don't know how long that takes.
Can reduce and lift off a bit.
Copy.
Okay, so we're 4 seconds ahead of Hamilton. So we actually gained some time over Hamilton, which is pretty good. Magnussen got a big undercut on Zhou. You're right, you're right. He did. He did. Magnussen's now 4.5 seconds ahead of us. How much earlier did he stop? Magnussen's tyres, though, are much worse. When did Magnussen stop? Yeah, Magnussen's tyres are 7 laps older than us, so maybe we can use that to our advantage later in the race. Let's see if we can claw our way back up to him. Yeah, Zhou did lock up. That is a good point. Right, now we need to make this stint work. We don't know if anyone's going for the 2-stop. Let's go back to here. So there's a definite discrepancy between people who pitted early and people who pitted later. So do we suspect Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Kevin Magnussen, Fernando Alonso were all 2-stopping? Do we think that's what's going to happen? Oh yeah, let's do a little bit of harvesting. I'll leave that on because the harvesting will reset when he comes around. Keep an eye on the gap. Bottas still got 4 seconds there. Okay, we got things to keep our eyes on. You feel lots of people feel like I'm not going to 2-stop. Do we think everyone else is? Do we think all these other people who stopped earlier 2-stopping is the question? And that's a real question. Let's get this harvest bar up to full. There we go. And Zhou should be getting it. I mean, to be fair, might as well harvest a little bit more. But Hamilton's still 4 seconds behind, so we can. There we go. We're up to about 50%. We're up to about 60%. Let's go neutral. Okay, here we are then. Check Sainz's wear to see if he can go to the end. So, Sainz is down to 79%. So he's used about 20% of his tyres over 10 laps. So it'll take. Well, take 50 laps to use them completely, but he's probably not going to go further than about 70% on them. He could do it. He could do it. It was strategy A for both to 2-stop. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't really get to see the actual strategies because someone, not naming names, just kept pressing continue until the race started. Didn't get to do anything. So that was a shame. That's what we had to deal with. But we're going to make it work. Let's push Zhou a little bit. He's got some fuel in reserve. Back to interval. Can Zhou make up the gap? We need no more mistakes from Zhou. Bottas. Lovely gap to Hamilton. Is Zhou being hassled by Russell? Only a little bit. Let's keep an eye on that. Charles, you're right. Charles Leclerc up to 6th place from... Do they have that? Yeah, up from last place. I'm guessing he's two-stopping to make it work. This is a real... A lot of questions I'm asking about these people that stopped early. Why is track rubber low? Why is track rubber low but grip high? What does it mean? It means that just the amount of rubber that's been laid down on the track isn't actually that high at the moment. It's still we're not getting a sort of rubbered in racing line, but the track grip is still high because the surface of the track is naturally high anyway. If it was a bit greasy, if there'd been some rain, something like stuff like that, if it was dusty, the track grip might be low. Potentially even if the track rubber is quite high. Yeah, and temperature also comes into it. Now, what are we expecting over the course of the race? We're expecting the track grip to go up significantly from the start. Not too much from where we are now. And we're expecting the track rubber to gain quite a lot. It's interesting that it says low, even though we're, about 50% rubbered in at the moment. I think it was about medium. Bottas, the first one-stopper, may have to watch for fast two-stoppers behind Hamilton. Yeah, we need to just keep our eyes open for these two-stoppers and seeing what they're doing with their lives. The gap up to Leclerc is 12 seconds? 11 seconds?
Oh, did someone run
Well,
wide there?
10 seconds, really. Ocon ran wide. That's good for us. That's good for old Joe. Bad for Ocon. Let's close in. Right, we're in that period of the race now where it's a little bit hard to know what to manage. Bottas is... I'm pointing at the screen with my finger again. Bottas is here, sort of unbothered by front or back. 8 seconds ahead, 4 seconds back. Zhou is actually closing in on Magnussen and Ocon pair a little bit while they're fighting. That's good for us. Zhou fuel save. I guess so, yeah. Luckily, we didn't venture too much into the old negative fuel. Right, so let's crank it up to 4 times for a bit and see if the gaps change. Yeah, here we go. Zhou creeping up. Let's have a look at Hamilton. Wait, no. Where are we? Bottas. So Leclerc has passed Hamilton is the story. And he's slow. Is he creeping up on us? It sort of ebbs and flows during the lap. He's still... Maybe he's not. Zhou 1.4, 1.2. If he gets... All right, let's go back to 2 times and look at Zhou. Right. Let's manage this. We've got some fuel in. When do we want to start pushing? At which point during the lap as Magnussen gains on Ocon again? Let's start pushing now. And we'll deploy now. See if we can get ourselves in a nice position down this back straight. Here we go. It's showtime. Thank you, chat. It is... Okay, not this lap, but we're going to have another crack through Maggots and Beckett's and down the hangar straight. Probably not into Cops. Okay, we're hanging on in there. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It's still there. It's still there.
Sounds like a spin.
Schumacher spun. Oh! Round both sides of Magnussen. We're up a place. And I'm going to need to change this down before we run out completely.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Let's continue to chase Ocon. Let's continue to chase Ocon. God, the fuel savings on this. And here we go. Ocon doesn't have DRS now. So Ocon's going to be naked versus us. That was lovely. I'd like to see that again. Let's replay that so we see that from the outside.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place. Let's
Brilliant
take a
couple of
closer
laps from
look.
Zhou there.
Let's take another look. There we have Joe.
Holds it around the inside. Ocon can't take the ideal line. Lovely. What's this? Perez and Sainz pitting again? Oh, let's just keep... Oh, it's all happening here. Right, I just want to have a little look now. Perez and Sainz. They are the early stoppers, so we are looking at a 2-stop from them. Let's keep an eye on what tyres they change to. We're going to need to harvest a little bit. Harvesty, harvesty, harvesty. Harvest there. Gonna micromanage these harvests before we get to the hangar straight. We need to have a little something in reserve. Okay, let's Okay, so these 2-stoppers are probably going to move out of Bottas's way, is what I'm thinking. Verstappen's in the pit as well. Let's give Bottas a little bit of a push on the old fuel. Let's just see what we can make work. Now, let's go down to 1 speed because, okay, so the situation we're in now, somehow, is we are in the lead. And we are in the lead for real again. Because these guys... I mean, this is it. This is the 1-stoppers and the 2-stoppers have all done all of their stops, essentially. And we're now in the net lead. But we've got fast cars behind us on medium tyres, so that's probably not going to... Thank you. Let's have a look at our...
Fuel.
Copy.
I can't see what's going... Yeah, we're doing all right on tyres, actually. Let's keep pushing this fuel. Harvest a little bit. Yeah, Verstappen's just wheeling us in, isn't he? Pit Bottas?
Charge on.
Why would we pit Bottas? Can we increase Bottas's pace? Yeah, we could push him a little bit, but I think there we... There's Leclerc also pits. This is interesting. This is interesting. Let's go back to Bottas. What are we doing from here? We're just taking this to the end, right? We're just taking it to the end. The trick is, can we hold Hamilton off? Yes, because he's on the same strategy as us. Okay. I mean, we cannot hold these guys off. They've already caught up to the back of us. May as well defend for a little bit, just see where we are. But we don't want to give ourselves too vulnerable to Hamilton. So maybe we play about with Verstappen a little bit. Okay, Zhou seems pretty happy there. Let's go to interval again. Hamilton's still 4 seconds behind us. They haven't overtaken us yet. I feel like it's a matter of time, but their tyres they're very freshish right now. We don't want to let them take advantage of this period of the race. If we can hold them up for a period of time, then let's... And they're both past. It's good while it lasted, wasn't it? Now let's chase them. Actually, let's go push on fuel. See if we can save a little bit chasing in their wake. And if we can just let them suck us forward away from Hamilton. And get this podium. I mean, yeah, we're still with them. We're still with them. Okay, while this is going on, Zhou. Can we... I mean, because Leclerc stopped, Leclerc is now behind. Don't think we're going to be able to fight against him, but let's... What's our tyre situation? It's, we can do a little bit of pushing, so let's see if we can just get away from... We can't get away from Leclerc. Look at those tyres, man. Look at them. Fresh. Soft. Like a Parisian pastry. There's nothing we can do. We're a baguette from Tesco's. Nonetheless, worth having a fight. Bottas is ahead of Perez again, so he's hanging on in there. Let's see how long we can keep Sainz behind us.
Position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Right, where did we lose to the Red Bulls before? Was it down the hangar straight? I think it was, wasn't it? So I think this is where we're going to expect to lose to Leclerc. And here he comes.
Gained a place.
No, not this time. Okay, dial it down. Let's not eat the tyres too much. A little bit worried about him. Harvest, Bottas, ERS. Use Slipstream. Okay, let's have a look at as he moves up here. We can't use the Slipstream right now because he's back up into second. Verstappen must be laughing. Meanwhile, here comes
Looks like that was a position gained.
Leclerc again.
Alfa Romeo.
Maybe Bottas, maybe Zhou can get sixth, but I doubt it. As here we go, back down the hangar straight. We've got anything left to give.
Red Bull moved up.
Leclerc just can't seem to slingshot past us as Perez goes back in. So let's go Bottas. Let's do a little bit of harvesting. Charge up that ERS. But again, I think we're just looking at moving forward with Perez. Hamilton's 3.4 seconds behind us. Bottas, I mean, looking pretty good. Let's see if we can just keep this fight going for the next 8 laps. Let's go back to neutral. Perez pulling out a little bit, but we've still got that DRS. It's going to keep us in touch. Right, just going to have a quick look at Zhou. What's he up to? Finally, Leclerc's got the run around the outside. Now let's do some harvesting while we're in his wake. Let's keep an eye on those fuel. Shout at me if you see the fuel.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
Watch the Perez gap. Here we go again. DRS zone. Again, we're in slipstream enough with both cars that we're able to push on fuel and keep up the pace. I think if we fall too far behind, that's when we're going to struggle. We're now nearly 5 seconds ahead of Hamilton, so he's not our worry. The question for Bottas, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, is which podium position is he going to finish on? I don't think Hamilton is gaining. I know these messages are like a few seconds delayed, but I don't think... Now, can we wheedle Bottas a little bit to get him in a really strong position when it comes to the final laps? Could we like push like L, as Ferrari would say, and get him ahead of Perez at just the right moment as he makes another move into Luffield? Mwah! That'll last about half a lap.
Alfa Romeo.
Thank you.
just
Show
moved
ERS.
up a place.
Show lost Leclerc. Yeah, he did. He did a while back. As Bottas, as I said, once again loses down the hangar straight. That's where he's most vulnerable, and unfortunately that's quite close to the end of the lap. So how do we get Bottas in a position with 6 laps to go to overtake Perez and stay ahead before they get to the finish line? As we stick with him here, probably going to need a nice... Way we go into Luffield. He's putting in a nice... So we're overhead again, and then watch and see if he can hold it down the hangar straight. Let's see if we can defend. Yes. And harvest. Whew. What are we going to do about this? So we'll do a little bit of harvesting in this first part of the lap, and then we'll move back to defend now. A little bit more harvesting through this bit. We might be having to press these buttons a fair bit, but let's see how we go. I'm trying to look at chat as well. We're sort of running a bit low on deployment abilities at the moment, but that's fine because if he overtakes us now, that's okay. It's like, okay, it looks like we're holding him off for one more lap, so it's fine. We can do a bit more harvesting. Zhou, I think, is just very solidly in 7th, so I'm not going to look at him for a while. But if you see anything happening crazy with Zhou, you let me know. Especially fuel. Okay, harvesting, good. Let's go back on the defense. 3.5 laps to go to try and grab this second place.
No
Whoops.
overtake.
All good.
Mode charge.
Copy.
Let's charge that bad boy up. Going too slowly. Okay, here we go. 3.5 laps to go. We may lose it down this straight, so we're going to have to focus on getting it back again. As Leclerc, oh no, that's Sainz behind. I thought Leclerc had overtaken Hamilton. That would have been impressive.
Red Bull gained a place.
Okay, a little bit more chargy, and then we'll work on getting closer. Let's not fall too far behind though. So let's go to neutral. Let's not get too happy on the charge pedal. Tyres. Push a little bit. Can't push too much on tyres. We need to pick our moment. I think we're going to use the last lap to push on tyres to make sure we just like drive the hell away from Perez. So here we go. Let's DRS our way behind him. We're going to have 2 laps after this. Still a little bit of harvesting. Okay, we're full of harvest now. That's as much harvesting as we can do that lap. A little bit more harvesting. Now we're on a new lap. This is the penultimate lap. Let's get onto Bottas cab. Let's feel what it's like to be Valtteri Bottas. A little bit of charging. A little bit more. Back marker in the way there. That's got us a little bit closer. A little bit closer now. Whew. Let's start pushing on these tyres. Okay, we have a little bit of ERS to play with on this last lap, as we've gone down to 1 time speed. So let's do this in real time.
Last lap.
Here we go.
Copy.
Let's just, I'm going to press harvest so he doesn't deploy yet. I want him to
Charge.
deploy in the crucial parts of the track. I'm not going to fully send Joe now.
And remember to use overtake.
Copy that.
All right, here we go. Round the outside. So we're now back in second place. Now we just need to
Good job. Good job.
have enough left in the tank. I'm going to say harvest because I'm going to wait until we're on the pit straight to...
Okay, Valtteri, you can go to mode charge.
All good.
Because I don't want him to deploy it until we're... Oh, God, this is a nightmare. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And we're away. Just go. Well, defend. Oh, he's just too fast. Outbraking Valtteri. Send, send, send. Ah.
Red Bull moved up.
It was worth a go. I think we did our best. Overtook too early. He is stronger down the hanger straight though. The hanger straight.
And today
We did all right. We did all right. You know what?
Good points. Mode end.
Yeah. Maybe we did deploy too early, but it was a tricky business. I don't think we should sniff at a podium. Considering 2 stopping was not the way to go. We didn't get to pick our strategy. We had to roll with what we got.
All credit to the team.
So yeah, well done guys. You sort of
Drive
yeah,
online,
tricky managed, and we got a solid 7th from Joe as well. So we should be happy with that. Don't think we got fastest lap. Who got fastest lap? I think it was Leclerc. All right, let's bring them into the pits. That's another podium. I think this is our 5th podium. This is definitely our 5th podium. We need to get 6 podiums
work from the Alfa Romeo
this season.
driver.
So we just need 1 more podium, and the team bosses will be happy with us.
A truly well-earned podium here.
Looks a bit lonely up
and
there,
a
doesn't he, on the
dream come
podium?
True for everyone involved.
And we continue to pull away from Mercedes as far as I can. Definitely away from Hamilton. Look at that. That's the face of a man. Yeah, George Russell was below Zhou and Lewis Hamilton was below Valtteri. So, it's getting a little spicy up front, isn't it? We beat both Ferraris with Bottas. Verstappen jumps from third to first. Red Bull jumped from second to first. We are very solidly in third right now. Let's not waste that. Development point for Bottas. Development point for Zhou. Kubica was also here. And we got all our sponsors things. So another 3.5 million. Yeah, I think maybe we could have managed that ERS deployment at the end a little bit better. We were the slower car, unfortunately, but I think we did our best. It was worth a shot. And we've manufactured underfloor. And that's where we call it for tonight. We did our 2 races. We'll start the next stream with preparation for the Red Bull Ring. Can I show the standings again? Sure, why not? There we go. Nikita, I will use the ATR next stream. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you had fun. Oh, thank you, Roger. I'm glad you found the streams enjoyable fun. I find them lots of fun. And thanks again for helping me snatch results from some of my very impatient and mistimed clicks once again. Another win in the bag, another podium in the bag. Zhou is improving. Maybe next stream we need to work on his morale. Maybe we need to have a little bit of a Zhou focused stream next race and really just try and maximize what we can get out of him, really get into his mind. Lovely. I hope you will join me next time. I don't know when it's going to be, but it'll be some point. Oh yeah, also, okay, so things to remember for next time. We need to think about Zhou's contract, which needs to be re-signed. We might need to work on our ATR points, which is for the research, and probably some other stuff. Engines, I don't know. Right. I'll probably announce the stream on Twitter when I know when I'm doing it, and then it will go up, like it'll appear on the YouTube channel as scheduled a couple of hours before it goes out. So keep an eye on my socials. Okay, thanks guys. I'm going to press the button to stop the stream now. Bye bye.